is the Glass Cannon Network.
Sorry, just practicing my vampire hiss. Night is falling here at 10:30 a.m. at Gen Con 2022, where we are going to play a game of Vampire the Masquerade. Hello, my name is Jared Logan. I will be the storyteller for this bloody vampire experience. And with me, I have some incredible players. To my left, we have been gaming at this Gen Con, I think, continuously for, if we add all the hours together, what's it been? I think
I've lost all track of time, Jared.
Right, okay. Yeah, you've become unstuck in time, I know.
This is where I live now.
Oh, by the way, we are here in the Glass Cannon kill booth, where if we're not entertaining, it fills with nitrogen gas. Nitrogen? I don't know why. Okay, Noura, we've been role-playing together for like 14 hours at this point, and I'm so happy I have you here. You're a great player, a great actress, great improviser. That's Noura Ibrahim, everybody. Then to my left, a guy I don't know, and I want the nation to know I don't know what he's gonna bring.
We still haven't met.
We still haven't. We didn't make eye contact or talk before this.
They dragged me into the booth, and then they revealed me, and then I just saw who I'm sitting with.
But before we started, Troy LaValle said, "I vouch for this guy," and then kind of patted me on the back in a weird way. Please welcome to the Glass Cannon kill booth, Todd Stashwick.
Hello, everyone.
Hi, Todd.
Thanks for having me in the kill booth. You know how many times I've said that?
Yeah.
It's weird.
You usually do the killing, and probably we'll do some killing tonight in our vampire game. I bet someone will get murdered. They usually do.
In this game?
Yeah, it happens sometimes. To my right, one of the founders of the Glass Cannon Network, a man who needs no introduction, so I'm going to end it right there. Troy LaValle.
Hey! We put the guys that reek of Bud Light on this side of the table.
Right.
There's it coming out of our pores.
That's definite haze over here. You can't
still
see
a
it.
beverage?
Well, we went after a few bourbons, we switched to 19 Bud Lights.
We wanted to take it easy. So
Yeah.
we switched to 19
Just to
Bud Light.
close out the night.
Always
until-
good to just calorie load for 4 hours
gotta go
before
20.
bed.
It's marathon gaming. You need the
Yeah.
carbs.
Right. And then finally, a man on my far right who you've never really played vampire before. Is that correct?
Never. Not
All right.
never really, like never at all.
Are you
in any way.
Are you ready to pull out your most gothic self?
I would love to try.
I can't.
I'm a
wait
real
to-
goth guy, if you can tell.
Yes.
It's my style.
Oh,
Such a goth
Big
vibe.
short sleeve shirt that's giving it away.
Yes.
Yeah.
He has a raven tattoo on
yeah.
his chest.
That's a giant raven.
Yes, the blood prince of Ravendark, Joe O'Brien. So here we are. Are we ready to do this?
Yeah.
Well, first we got to thank our sponsor.
Oh, let's do that.
Yeah, go ahead. You kick it off, please.
Sure. So this booth is partly made possible by the great people at Demiplane. And we're playing Vampire right now because they just came out with an incredible Vampire the Masquerade toolkit. It's a compendium. It has all the rules and resources you need to run a great game of Vampire. You can access it right on your computer. And guess what else, you guys? We're doing a giveaway. And Joe O'Brien will tell you about that.
This giveaway is preposterous. It is by far the largest, most expansive, most valuable giveaway we've ever done in the history of the network. Those of you that are on this stream are so unbelievably lucky that you're catching this. In fact, I was going to say you should tell your friends to get on right now. You got about 3 hours to get in on this
Decrease
thing.
their chances.
Maybe but exactly. But it would decrease your chances. So it's a real conundrum. But when I say it's the biggest, what I mean is that Demiplane is giving away during this stream over 40 download codes, free download codes for all kinds of products on the site focused on Vampire the Masquerade and Pathfinder 2e, including around 10, I don't know the exact number off the top of my head, but it's somewhere around 10. We're going to give away around 10 Pathfinder 2e Ultimate Bundles and Vampire the Masquerade Ultimate Bundles.
Wait, they're giving those away?
They're giving them away. The Pathfinder 2e Ultimate Bundle has in a digital version every single thing that Pathfinder has published in second edition. Every
Wow.
in digital form. It is over $1,000 in value. You put it on the site. Go on the site right now. Go to Demiplane. I think you can actually go to pathfindernexus.com, I think.
It's amazing.
And add that to your cart. Just test it out. The Pathfinder Ultimate Bundle. I think it's like $1,100.
$1,200, I think.
$1,200, something in that range.
Yeah.
And we're going to give away, I believe, 6 of just Pathfinder 2e today. Winners who are going to have the complete reader and compendium for all of that. And when it comes out, as a result of that, you'll have the character builder and the character management
that's
as well.
amazing.
So also Vampire Ultimate Bundle. In addition, we're going to give away a slew of Vampire core rulebooks and Pathfinder 2e core rulebooks in the digital version on Demiplane. We're also going to give away about 10 Dark Archive Pathfinder 2e digital compendiums and readers. So thank you so much to Demiplane for supporting this. K-Rob is going to drop the...
He's right there doing it.
Oh, he's right there doing it.
And he just did it.
I think he just did it.
Hey, Rob!
Check in chat. He is dropping the link now. Go get in on that giveaway. We'll drop it a few times during the stream. And we are not going to announce winners in chat because that would be preposterous. There's way too many. But we will email you later, either today or this week, once we get this thing all broken down with who the winners are. So thank you guys so much for watching. And best of luck to try to get that 2e Ultimate Bundle. I know you guys are going to be so juiced about that.
Oh, should I talk again?
That's why I looked right at you.
Well, I'm a little distracted because a guy came by dressed as my neighbor Totoro, but you could see his nipples through the costume. And we've been talking all week about con nipples, you know, get a bad case of con nipples, and that guy was suffering from acute con nipples. There's just a lot to see here in this glass booth, but I'm going to try to focus in. We are here to play Vampire the Masquerade, and I'm going to give a little bit of an opening introduction and a little bit of instruction to my players. So this is a game of intrigue, corruption, dark motivations and desires. In some games, PvP is expressly forbidden. Sometimes it's discouraged. Today, I want you to let your player versus player muscles stretch themselves. It is completely okay for you to intrigue against one another, for you to confront one another. Yes. Now, some people at home might go, that sounds like total chaos. Well, hopefully. But there's another part of Vampire the Masquerade. Vampire the Masquerade has a part, the Masquerade, right? The Masquerade is the term that vampires use for their veil of secrecy. And that, I want you to remember, is one of the most important parts of this game. As you use your supernatural powers, as you intrigue and confront each other, keep in mind that you must keep your existence as a vampire as secret as possible. If you blatantly break that rule, if you show humans that vampires exist, you will have effectively lost the game today. By that I mean, I'm not going to just say game over, you lose, but I'm going to make horrible things happen to you as your storyteller. So make sure that you keep the secret of the kindred. Do not reveal your existence as a vampire to the mortals. It is the most important rule of the kindred, the vampires. And also remember that it is completely okay for you to sort of engage in social or even physical warfare against one another. That said, I would like to also direct our players to look at their character sheet. On the second page, you have a history section. We're using pre-gens today who are already loaded with agendas and interesting secrets. Make sure you are familiar with those things while I give a sort of dramatic, overly worded intro. The setting is New York City, 1977. There's graffiti covering the subways. There's crime on the streets, and the whole city is moving to the pulse of a funky disco beat. everyone, and I mean everyone in the city, is on cocaine. It is a charged environment. And tonight, we are going to visit a new nightclub, a discotheque in the city. And that club is called the Inferno. The Inferno. It's only been open a scant few months, but in that time, it has already become a hot new night spot in the city. It is not known, however, to the hundreds and thousands of mortal patrons that move and dance through the club, that it is actually run and frequented by members of a different society, a different civilization that lives in the shadows of human society. The kindred hunt in the Inferno discotheque. So as you all are playing, I want you to keep that 70s vibe in mind. Cast your mind to your favorite 70s films, Taxi Driver, Saturday Night Fever. Try to grasp that 70s mood as we enter the Inferno nightclub and we meet our characters. Have I given you enough time to review your agendas?
Yes.
We'll discuss the rules in a minute, and maybe we won't tell Joe what the rules are at all. We might just keep it a secret from him.
Distinct advantage.
But for now, let's just sort of meet the characters, and actually, let's role play as we do that. Let's not just have people tell us about their characters. Let's have them arrive at the club, and I think we should start with the owner of the club, who arrives early, before the doors open, before the disco ball starts rotating, before the patrons pile in. Let's meet Troy LaValle's character, Gabriel Costa.
See, this is good because when I woke up this morning and did a ton of blow, I thought I was just starting my day.
Yeah.
I didn't realize I was getting into character.
Exactly, yeah.
zone.
You've embraced the vibe.
I'm in now. Gabriel Costa, he comes in and he looks a little bit like Oscar Isaac, but bigger, kind of like me, in a very expensive suit with the collar open to show all of his chest hair. Maybe he's got a gold medallion or two on his chest. And he comes in and just looks around. Is it open yet? Are there patrons, or I'm the first to arrive?
Up to you. I would assume that you would arrive a little early.
Yeah, maybe there's the bartenders are setting up the bar, cutting lemons and limes, and I give
Well,
a point
another thing to
them.
keep in mind is you're a vampire. So you can't arrive too early. You can't arrive while the sun is up.
Well, back in my bartending days, this would be like maybe 10 o'clock when we wouldn't open the bar until midnight. And so maybe it's 9:30, 10 o'clock, I come in, point to the bartender in the bar back, cutting the lemons and limes, and then I head up to my office. And maybe my office
Wait,
can have
before you even get into the office, I have to ask you something. So,
Do I have to roll
do you
something?
have retainers on your sheet or any kind of background, like where you have a bar staff, you have an entire staff here in this club, right?
Yeah.
So if you go to your second page, you'll see your backgrounds and merits and flaws.
Yes.
So it looks like you
Ruggedly handsome.
Oh yeah, there you go. You're ruggedly handsome, and yet your voice is like this. I love it.
This is how I sound.
You have retainers. Your security staff.
Ah, yes.
There's
Inferno
maybe
security.
10 of them because you have 2 dots in it. So retainers probably know that you're a vampire, but your bar staff does not, and the people that come to the club do not. Now, as a vampire, you were normally pale. You look like a living corpse. So probably when you arrive at the club, you have to take on the blush of life, which means you must fill your skin and your limbs with blood to give the illusion of life. And that means we get to examine a mechanic called the rouse roll, where you rouse the blood.
This game is so cool. I forgot about it.
So in order to stop looking like you're just a walking corpse right now, you must fill your skin with the pink blush of life. And so please take 1d10.
Okay.
And to use this blood, you must roll a 6 or higher. If you get a 5 or lower, you become hungrier
Okay.
because you've used the blood to use the blush of life.
Okay. Here we go. 7.
7, so you do not become hungrier, but you're able to take on a human appearance and say hello to the bar staff. Maybe you have a beautiful female bartender.
Yes. And he has
Carla.
This is one of his weaknesses, is beautiful women.
Really?
So he.
Hey, Gabriel.
Hey, Carla. How you doing tonight?
Everything's looking good.
You telling
Gonna be
me?
a wild night.
I hope so.
Keep the drinks flowing.
Hey, why don't you swing by my office a little later? Take a little break. Don't want to be on your feet all night.
You know I don't mix work and pleasure, Gabriel. You know that.
All right, I'm going to keep trying.
Love you, babe.
She sounds like a smoker.
She probably is. You know, she's a liberated 1970s New York bartender. In fact, everybody smokes. It's 1977. In fact, she lights up while she's talking to you. You can do as you originally said before I interrupted you with 10 minutes of mechanics and head up to your office.
Yeah, can there be like a glass window that's like only goes one way that allows me to look over the club?
I think that's exactly what you find in the Inferno.
So
And your business partner, who is a human and who is your touchstone.
Talk to me about touchstones.
Touchstone is a human in your life, a mortal, a non-vampire who keeps you connected to the mortal world in a very meaningful, spiritual or emotional way.
I like that.
Because vampires can become sort of detached from humanity. They can become cold. They can become inhuman. They can let their beast sort of control them. So your touchstones are how you maintain contact with humanity. Your humanity is still pretty high, so you're not quite a detached alien-like beast yet.
Right.
But this person, Leonard Peralta, your business partner, is one of the people that keeps you grounded. And he's like, big night. By the way, he's there, looking at financial records, the take from a couple nights ago. He's reviewing everything, making sure everything's good to go.
He's like, yeah, every night's a big night. He's looking around everything. What's the story with Carla? She got a boyfriend?
I need you to kind of keep your mind on the business tonight, okay?
Yeah,
this
of
is a
course.
big night for us. We've got the new singer coming, Dierico.
Yes, Dierico's coming.
Angel Dierico, yeah. I mean, she's going to give a big performance. Everything needs to go right. If people know that this is a place where they can not only dance, they can also find live music and the hottest new acts, we're going to get in the papers. We're going to drive some buzz. Everything's got to be perfect tonight.
Yeah,
so
it's only a matter
can't go
of-
chasing skirts.
I know. It's only a matter of time before everybody's talking about the Inferno. I'm excited. I'm ready to go. Don't I look ready to go?
You look ready. But lately you feel like you've been a little distracted.
I got a lot on my mind.
You're coming in and going at odd hours.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of stuff that I do that you don't have to deal with. So I just I take care of it. I don't want to bother you with it, and you don't bother me with your stuff.
No,
It's
you're
no big
right.
deal.
Yeah, you're right. I'll worry about all the practical matters. You just be out there shaking hands, okay?
Don't worry about it. I'll take care of my stuff.
All right. So, big night. You still got a little habit from your mortal days, apparently.
I got a cold.
Yeah. Okay. So that's where we'll leave Gabriel for now.
Okay.
And who else would like to arrive at the club? Let's say the doors, and make sure it makes sense for your character, but let's say the doors are now opening and patrons are kind of coming in. There's an early crowd. It's not quite at even close to a fever pitch yet. People are coming in to drink right now. The early crowd is arriving. Who would show up next?
No, my character is fashionably late, not me.
Yeah, no. We're coming late. I'm coming late.
And, well, then, knowing a little bit about your character, I'm not sure that you would arrive early
No,
either.
I forgot.
So I think some hours pass and things start to heat up a little bit. Now the dance floor is going. Angel Dierico is not going to take the stage for a little while, but now there's some dancing happening and people have got a couple drinks in them, and now the night has started in earnest.
That's disco music.
Oh, wow. We even have disco music? Thank you. I think Olivia Dunwich would arrive fashionably late. I think there is someone who needs to get here a little earlier with her clients.
So arriving, once the music is hot,
Yes.
and line outside, and bypassing the line. I don't know what Angel looks like. You tell me.
Angel is young. She's young, but she's very talented, and you have cultivated her talent over many years, and her singing style is definitely Gloria Gaynor, disco, firebrand. Like, she has a big, booming, exciting voice, and you're just so excited to introduce her to the world, but she's very young. She looks like a kid. She's in her 20s, but she looks like she's 17 years old, and she's very Italian. She's got big black hair.
Well, similarly, next to her is Vivian Chance, her talent agent.
Yes.
Who is representing her, and this is a huge night for Angel, which means it's a huge night for Vivian.
Yes.
And she looks pretty similar. She's also a young-looking agent at 30-ish. She looks like she's early 30s, and she is ready to impress and ready for a night out. She is wearing a, I don't even know what you call them. I don't know anything about fashion, but it is like a full-body, hot pink, huge wide bell-bottom outfit with a tight belt in the middle, extremely deep cut.
Yeah.
It almost goes to her belly button. This
Right.
huge V that comes up, frills around the outside of it.
I wish you cosplayed.
Yeah, right. They don't.
We actually, in addition to the disco music, have costumes. Michael?
And she's just got these huge heels on and is walking, just as she's getting in there, bypassing the line, and is just loving it.
And she is also a member of the Kindred.
She sure
So
is.
as beautiful and as fun and fancy-free as she looks, she always hungers for blood. And so I need you to also do the blush of life. Give me a D10 roll, and if it is a 6 or higher, you don't get hungrier. But if it's lower than that, the hunger is eating at you tonight.
Guaranteed fail.
Natural one.
Yes. Okay, so
My
you'll
first
see.
ever vampire roll, natural one.
That's okay. So you'll see on your sheet on the first page at the very bottom,
okay.
underneath all your discipline powers, there is a hunger meter. And for Vivian, she starts the night. Everybody starts at a different hunger for the night. You started at 1, but now you're at 2 hunger.
Okay, I see it. Now I'm at 2 hunger. I don't know what that means.
It means that
I know narratively.
already you're feeling a bit peckish. And if your hunger ever reaches 5, you become a feral beast, unable to control your bestial urges.
So her hair is also big, also and a blown up hairspray like crazy. A little lighter than Angel's, but it's still a brown color. She's got green eyes, and does the blush of life thing, her hunger, does that mean she's looking a little paler? Is her skin
I think that
a little pale?
you have successfully filled your body with blood so that you look human, but it has made you hungrier.
Okay.
Yes.
So she turns to Angel and she's like, "This way, honey. We go past this line." And she's just going past up to the front door and goes up to this bouncer. As she gets up there, there's somebody fighting with the bouncer.
Uh-huh.
There's a guy.
Yeah.
Who's like, they're going back and forth about something. And
Actually, if you don't mind, I think I know who's fighting with the bouncer.
by all means, take it away.
If I may set your character up as
What?
someone fighting with the bouncer. Yes.
Please.
Brilliant.
So you see, would you describe who is fighting with the bouncer?
Okay, this is Billy Magpie. He's it's the 70s and he's 24 and he's from Brooklyn, so I figure he's kind of Vinnie Barbarino with a mohawk, and he's got like a ridiculous Elmer's glue mohawk and shaved on the sides. He's pale as all get out. A leather jacket with the anarchy symbol painted on the back, blue jeans and Converse high tops. He could not look less appropriate for this venue, and he's coming down because he likes to keep his blood alcohol level at a certain level, or whatever intoxicants he can get in his system, but he has to get them via somebody who is already intoxicated themselves.
He has to get it through intoxicated blood.
Normally, he trolls like CBGB's or so many other clubs, but he's been dared to dumpster dive, to go to one of the more posh clubs, such as this, to feed off the wealthy, because the level of alcohol and the drugs that he will partake in the blood of these people once they pass out, because he's lazy, is of a higher quality. But he's also been dared to become legend amongst his fellow punks if he can feed at this particular club without getting caught.
Yes.
Screw him.
Yes. So on some level, he is an anarch, meaning that he does not pay homage to the vampire government of the city.
No,
He is an
not with
outlaw. He is
Outlaw.
one of the vampires that feed at the edges of vampire
I
society.
see the edges of vampire society, but
Yes.
I never put it that eloquently.
Yes, exactly. And has he even bothered? Because sometimes anarchs have strong opinions about this. Has he even bothered with the blush of life?
Screw the blush of life.
Yeah. So the security actually think that you look really sick. They think you look like a hophead
Yeah.
that you've been shooting up.
None of that is inappropriate.
Yeah, and they're like, stand back. I'm not going to tell you again. Stand back, sir.
I'm a guest of the owner.
Yeah, Gabriel doesn't know you, okay? Stand back.
Gabriel, it's me. I'm here, Billy. Gabriel, it's me.
I think that they are going to now try to sort of physically get you off of the sidewalk and onto the street.
Right. Which so I will. I have been casing the place.
Yeah.
So part of the dare was for me to try and go in the front door. Worst case scenario, I'm going to the back entrance.
Right.
So now that failed, and again, I'm not feeling good. I'm quite hungover because I haven't drank for the evening, I've drank blood, but just not intoxicated blood. So I've found my way around to the back door.
Well, let me tell you one thing before you do that. And yes, you do. Yes, you do. But I think that as you are like, putting your hands up
right,
and you're
don't
like
touch
about
me.
to
Don't
make
touch
your
the
exit,
merchandise, huh?
you lock eyes for just
like it, you
1
bought it.
second. You lock eyes for 1 second with Vivian Chance, and you recognize her. Years ago, you saw her in a couple Anarch meetings. She has had some dealings with your clan, the Bruja, with your people, and here she is, using the blush of life, trying to make herself fit in.
The poser.
You see her for just a moment, and
Time slows.
Yeah, time slows. They lock
And we have
eyes.
that like Claire Danes DiCaprio moment at the party.
Yes.
And then
And then
speeds up again because I'm getting dumped on my ass on the sidewalk.
Right, he's getting pushed out, and
Yeah.
she immediately turns back to Angel and just like brushes it off, and is like, glad they're cleaning the riffraff out of this place, and starts walking up the steps. But in the back of her mind, she's worried. She's just concerned that she saw like somebody that knows she was at Anarch meetings
Right.
in this place, because this is a huge night.
yes, and
her.
and for vampires, it goes even deeper. When you confront another vampire, the beast in you sort of rises up for a second, like two tigers meeting in the jungle for a moment. So in that moment, both of you were like, ah, like there's just sort of this predatory, territorial instinct that comes up. And Angel looks at you and is like, Viv, something wrong?
No, honey, no, I'm just not at all. You stay focused. Stay in the game. We have a big night tonight.
I'm ready, Viv.
Follow me. And she walks up to this bouncer and is just like, excuse me, and just like tries to walk in.
I'm sorry. Oh, Miss D'Erico, please.
Yes, and we start walking in.
Very good.
See what we walk in.
Oh yes, the
cocaine
doors
everywhere.
part. The doors part, and a cloud of cocaine hits you. The lights blind you for a moment. People are already moving, and they look great. Everyone here is in perfect shape. Bodies writhing to the disco beat, and you have to actually cross the dance floor to get up to the green room in the offices, and you do so, and Angel looks at you and says, I feel like a star tonight.
You should, honey. This is your coming out party.
Oh, Gabriel's up in the booth and he's just watching and he sees her and is just like locks in on this young girl. This is right up his alley. She's
Yes.
exactly his
Oh my
type.
God, I'm like seeing that like the 70s shot, right,
Yeah.
of this. Like over the balcony and then it zooms up to Gabriel, like
Yes.
leaning
Just-
over, looking down, the disco ball like flashing on his face.
Zooms in on her, and he's just watching her every movement as she crosses the floor.
Right, and part of why Gabriel is so laser focused on Angel is that Gabriel is a member of the clan Ventru. Your clan is sort of your bloodline, your lineage of vampires. Some clans are very organized and have sort of a structure where they're like a club or society. Some are looser, like the Bruja that Billy Magpie belongs to. But the particular thing to remember about Clan Ventru is that they have very refined palates, meaning that they can only prey on a certain type of person. And for Gabriel Costa, what is his prey exclusion? What is the only type of person that he will feed from?
Ooh, my prey exclusion.
Yes, it's on your second page on the right-hand side beside Clan Bane. If you go up a little bit, right there.
Prey exclusion is.
You can only.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
I can only feed. I can only feed from women of Italian descent.
It gets a little uncomfortable. Okay,
I have to
but these
spend-
are vampires. They're not good people, and for whatever reason, your lineage has trained your palate to only want to feed from that type of victim.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, and if I want to feed on a different type of prey, I have to spend 2 willpower.
That's correct.
So I see this beautiful young Italian woman crossing the dance floor, and he is just like already starting thinking what his night's gonna be like.
Yeah. In fact, do you think he maybe becomes possibly hungrier?
I think so. When confronted,
so wildly inappropriate in this game.
Look,
He becomes hungry.
he becomes hungry for her blood. That is the only thing that matters to vampires, not sex. Not that all desires have been replaced by hunger. And so please roll a rouse roll. I think that you maybe become hungry, or maybe not. Maybe you're in control of your beast tonight.
okay, and that's just 1d10.
That's 1d10.
It's a fail with a 4.
I think that my friend Gabriel Costa, just by looking at his intended prey, becomes hungrier. And let's see, his hunger started
At 1.
at 1, so now it's at 2.
Okay, this game
This is
fucking rules.
This is amazing. I'm so into this right now. It's like,
But let's return to Billy Magpie as
let's.
he has snuck back behind the club.
Yeah, I trip over. Like there's a drunk guy already asleep, but he's not of the caliber that I'm needing to feed at in terms of the rich and the wealthy that frequent this club.
Right.
So, he's got a lot of criminal in him. So he is able to pop the back lock.
Oh, is he? Let's
Yeah.
see how well he does.
Okay.
And now we can go into how the main mechanic of vampire
Larceny.
works.
I got 3 in larceny.
3 in larceny is going to help you a lot. You can you make a dice pool. You have dots beside your skills and beside your attributes.
And
Attributes
so-
are things
and
you might.
3 in stealth, which is break-in.
That's very good. So you add an attribute, which is like strength, dexterity, stamina, charisma, manipulation, composure. You add an attribute, and you have dots beside those. So to a skill. And are you going to use your stealth, or are you going to use your larceny?
This feels criminal, but it says break-in under stealth.
I think you could do that. Do you want to do that?
I'm gonna break in.
So that's 3 dice for your stealth.
Yep.
And I'm gonna say that because you're popping a door, you
Yep.
have to add your strength to that.
Got it.
But because you have a specialty called break-in,
Yep.
you may add 1 more die.
I love
So
this.
if you were just sneaking past someone, you wouldn't get that extra die. But because you're breaking in and that's your specialty,
Yep.
you get an extra die.
Yep.
So we are looking for dice that come up 6 or higher. And I think to break open this door, you need 2 successes.
So I got 2 10s.
2 10s. You've done better than just a success. You got what is called a critical, basically.
Yes,
when you
I
get
did.
2 10s, that doesn't count as 2 successes. That counts as 4
That's 4
successes.
successes.
So
That's what we call the Magpie special.
Tell me, like, when you pop this door, like, you've done an incredible job. I mean, describe to me how easily you've handled this obstacle.
It's almost, and again, I'll just
Todd, I'm sorry to interrupt. Just get as close as you can.
You got it.
People are having a hard time hearing you.
So I am. To keep it in the 70s spirit, I Fonzie this thing. So I do like 1, 2, and then I spin around and then kick the door open with my foot facing away from it. Being able to walk
That's
the alley,
amazing.
as I go, and then I wink at the vagrant on the ground as I then just spin into the darkness of the room.
That's
Awesome. And you find yourself in
Magpie special.
the Magpie special, and you find yourself in a room with a lot of boxes of like liquor and beer, and this is clearly where the trucks kind of like deliver the booze to the Inferno, and you are hidden back there. Would you like to make your way into the club, or are you waiting for the right moment, or what would Billy's strategy be here?
Go low. So I go low, even though my mohawk would just give me away. I go low, and I'm just going to be trying to make my way, because I don't want to get caught and kicked out again. So I'm looking for the best, sneakiest way to get into the most crowded part. So what I am going to do is look for a waiter's uniform.
Oh, very interesting. You can exit this sort of storeroom, and you find yourself in kind of a little back corridor that has a couple doors and some stairs leading up to maybe the offices, right? And so you're going to quickly search for the uniform that the waitstaff uses. How would you do that quickly and stealthily?
I would use my vampire eyes.
Your vampire eyes? You have vampire eyes?
They're in my head. And so I'm looking around. Look, not my first rodeo.
Right.
So I kind of would know where they would be stored. And I'm also looking for a sink, because I'm going to have to smooth down the mohawk.
Oh,
I
right.
need a little water to smooth it down. Screw that. I get some bourbon out of one of the things to smooth down the mohawk.
Oh, excellent. Done. And then I want one skill roll to kind of see how well you pull off this disguise.
Yes.
Like, do you find the correct uniform? Is your mohawk successfully kind of erased by your quick movements, your quick thinking? What do you use, do you think?
Would that be streetwise?
I like that.
Yeah.
I'll allow that.
And his knowledge of bars.
Yeah,
So I would know where they are. I literally have a knowledge of bars.
yes, you do. I think that you can add that to your, let's call it your manipulation, I
Would it
think.
be manipulation or wits?
I'll allow wits.
Yeah, you will.
That's a big old dice pool. But you're asking to do a lot, so I want 3 successes. You're asking to get a disguise, to fix your hair, to look like you
So
blend
I
in
got
perfectly.
a 9, an 8, and then what is the stabby thing?
The stabby thing, that's a great question.
Did I pull the wrong ones?
No, I think you've got the right ones. The stabby thing is perhaps
I pulled these.
it's perhaps a 1, because 1s can be
No, I
dangerous.
think I pulled
in
the
this
wrong
game.
dice.
Oh, no, that's.
Oh, you know what? I've forgotten something very key. Very key.
Hunger dice?
When you roll your dice, you must add hunger dice.
I have 4 successes.
5 successes.
Okay.
5 successes.
All right. On the next roll, we'll make sure those hunger dice are in there. I didn't mention that yet, because I want to introduce each mechanic one at a time so you guys can follow along. I didn't forget something.
So I smooth down my mohawk and I put on the waiter's uniform and I whisper, Magpie special.
The Magpie special. Finally, fashionably late. And she's been waiting over there for a while. Hi, Noura.
Hi.
You're still here?
I'm still here. I'm still alive.
I
Proof
thought you
of
fell
life.
asleep.
Finally, coming through the doors in the front of the club. And by the way, they don't make you wait either. You've
They
been
never
expected.
And I always show up right on time.
Here she is. Social mover and shaker, jet setter, Olivia Dunwich.
In total slow motion, you see as she walks into it's a bar or a club?
It's a club.
The club.
It's a
okay.
nightclub.
Nightclub. The sea parts as any time I arrive, this is what happens. And she is 27-year-old Olivia Dunwich, heiress to the Dunwich family. She is a Ventru. 27 years old, maybe, to the eye. She is absolutely ravishing in this halter backless sequin wide leg jumpsuit. I'm gonna say it's red. She has strawberry blonde hair, dark blue eyes, and she's wearing these heart-shaped like Elton John glasses, which she takes off in slow motion and waves her hair back and forth over her shoulders, which I won't do too much because I want to stay in the mic and so you could hear me. She's wearing a fur coat. She's got lots of sparkly jewelry just layered all over her, and she's got these tall-ass platform sandals, and they make her like more than a foot taller than she actually is, and they're so big that if you look down at her heels, she has live hamsters running on hamster wheels in the heel of this shoe.
Wow.
It's the 70s for you.
That really changes the mood of the entire show. There's live hamsters in your shoes?
Running in the heel, that's how big they are.
I guess it's kind of like a snack if you're really in a bind.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Sometimes, or if you need to, you just throw it at somebody.
I believe that do you think that she uses the blush of life?
Absolutely.
Okay, then I need you to go ahead and make a rouse roll for me.
All right.
You're an old hand at vampire. You know what we're talking about.
I succeed. I do not get hungrier.
Okay,
Which
great.
is really good.
Oh, yes,
For me.
because people start at different levels of hunger.
Yes.
And it's been a little while since Olivia has fed.
It has been a while.
Olivia, you are in Gabriel Costa's domain. And according to the rules of the Camarilla, you must present yourself to the kindred whose domain you have entered. And you have entered by his invitation.
Well,
But according to the traditions of the Camarilla, you must present yourself.
yes.
Can I ask a question? What
Yes.
is the Camarilla?
The Camarilla is the vampire government. Todd's character, Billy, is an anarch. He doesn't pay homage to them. He doesn't follow their rules. But the rest of you perhaps do pay fealty to the Camarilla and to the prince of the city. And they have laws. And one of those is the tradition of domain, which means that anytime you enter another vampire's hunting ground, Gabriel's club is his hunting ground, you must present yourself and show respect to the kindred that runs that hunting ground.
Ah, okay.
And while Olivia is very aware of these rules and abides by them, she doesn't like the fact that she has to go to somebody else, but she does it reluctantly. So as their people are parting, she looks up to find Gabriel, and as they lock eyes, is wondering if he's going to come downstairs or if she's going to go upstairs.
Interesting.
And he just stands there and stares and lights up a cigarette as if to say, I'm not going anywhere.
And as if I know this telepathically, as if I heard it in my head, in my ears, I slowly make my way up to. I'm assuming there's a velvet rope
Yes.
that a hulky bouncer lets me.
Oh,
in.
immediately. Yes, he immediately moves the velvet rope. And when you arrive up in the offices, there is already another kindred there presenting herself.
Yes. So this is the first time seeing Gabriel?
That's right.
And I invited you here tonight.
Right.
Yes.
So, yes, she comes up and have they met before?
I'll let you answer that question, but no matter what, the atmosphere is very charged. Like I said,
Yeah.
3 predators have just entered a room together, and there's just part of you that feels a little bit like an animal that's been caged in with other animals.
I'll say we haven't met before, but we've spoken on the phone.
yes.
Okay. So she comes in and she's like, Gabriel, Vivian Chance, nice to finally meet you.
Yeah, you as well. And is this your client here?
Yes, it is. May I present Angel, what's her name?
Dierico.
Dierico. May I present Angel Dierico. She is going to change your club's trajectory tonight.
Pleased to meet you, Mr. Costa. I love the place.
Oh, well, let me take a look at you. It's the 70s, so he's a little sexist. And he maybe grabs her hand and spins her around. So
She
he can take her
laughs a little bit and twirls, but in her eyes you can see she's like, come on.
So I'm seeing this whole thing happen.
You can enter now. You can
Okay.
interrupt it if you'd like.
Yes. So in mid twirl, the door opens, and I lock eyes. I don't lock eyes, but like I zoom in, like as though the camera just zooms in on my eyes, squinting as I see her. And as she does this like slow motion twirl, like you know how in every Bugs Bunny cartoon, which is originally from the Charlie Chaplin's Gold Rush, when they're hungry, they see somebody and then it turns into a chicken, and then they turn back. That's the vibe. That's how she looks at her.
Oh,
Oh,
excellent.
you're hungry for Angel too? Is that what you're saying?
Oh yeah,
Oh.
What is the clan of your vampire?
Ventru.
Ventru. Oh, so you also have a very specific dietary need.
Yes.
And we don't have to share that if you don't want.
Maybe I won't.
Okay. Certainly the other characters wouldn't know what it is. So we don't even have to tell the audience right now, but maybe it will become clear.
Yeah.
Suffice to say, Angel D'Erico looks like a plump turkey drumstick
He is
to
a
Olivia Dunwich.
A total snack.
Very good.
You know, and I should say that I invited her here tonight because I'm trying to raise my status in Clan Ventru. So I'm giving her permission to hunt here this evening. But when I see her, I need to have a chat with her.
I think now is the time.
Yeah.
So perhaps you, let me know how you deal with your first guests who have presented themselves respectfully.
Listen, anything you need at all, especially you, just let me know. We'll take care of you, and then after you're done singing, make sure you come back and see me.
Absolutely. I'm gonna go get ready.
I can't wait to see.
She heads down to the green room, to the dressing room.
And he gives Vivian a look as if to say, enjoy yourself tonight, but not too much. Don't hunt my fucking club, is what he's saying.
And in the back of her head, she's a little worried about this come and see me after, the performance. Like, she wants to impress, but it's a fine line, and her client's a little young. She's prepped her a little bit about these kind of pressures, and she has to.
And her client
stand
is her
firm.
touchstone.
Yeah.
Her client is the most important mortal in her life.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Yeah.
So she's loath to leave her alone, but she knows she needs her time in the green room and everything like that. But she wants to try to keep an eye on Gabriel and make sure that if there's any interactions between the two of them, she wants to see it.
I'd like to know, just so we can establish that you're keeping an eye on Gabriel all night, what action, sorry, I'm still in Blades in the Dark mode. What skill and attribute do you think you might use to do that?
Sorry, I don't. Oh wow, there are so many.
There are so many. Can I make some suggestions
Please,
for you?
please.
Let's look at Vivian Chance's sheet. I think that
Not insight, right?
Insight's great.
Okay.
Insight's great, and I think you could use your
Intelligence.
wits plus that, or your intelligence. Yeah,
Okay.
both are
all right.
equal. So
I will use wits in this case because she has something cool. She has contacts nightlife. I don't know exactly what that means. I'm sure I could bring that up at some point, but I think that means she's used to this. This is not her first rodeo in
Right.
terms of presenting a client or having a client perform at a nightclub, right? So she knows the nightclub vibe. She knows the kind of movements of those that run nightclubs.
Yes.
I think she'll use her wits and her insight.
So now I'm going to introduce the hunger dice mechanic.
I have
So,
dice.
yes, you may. So your dice pool is 4 dice with those with wits plus insight.
Yes.
I'm going to give you 2 regular dice, and then I'm going to give you 2 hunger dice. These black and red dice that I'm handing you.
Okay.
These are my dice from when I was a teenager. Okay. So if we're looking for 6 and above,
They're so old.
they are. We're looking for 6 and above equals a success. If you roll on the hunger dice, if you fail and you roll 1s on the hunger dice, that means you have a bestial failure and some sort of horrible aspect of your vampiric personality comes out.
Okay.
If you crit and one of the hunger dice is a 10, a crit is 2 10s, then you have you go into I forget what it's called, but it's like a
Messy critical.
thank you. Wow, I thought you never played this before.
It was the only thing I read was how you roll dice, basically.
You get a messy critical, which means you seek to totally dominate the situation as the alpha predator.
Oh, no. All right.
So your hunger dice replace the other dice in
They
your pool.
replace the other dice. They are not added to the other dice. I don't know why I'm looking at Noura, who definitely knows this.
Yeah,
Okay.
of anybody, right? Okay, I got 2 successes.
2 is enough for us to just generally establish you're keeping aware of Gabriel's movements.
Okay.
Okay. So I won't. If he goes somewhere, you're gonna kind of know it.
Okay.
You keep those for now. I might hand you more. Okay. So, let us do this. Let us see how Billy is faring.
Yeah, let's. So Billy he's picked up a thing of drinks, and I'm also trying to make myself aware of where Vivian is.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, perhaps you now see Vivian exiting the offices.
Okay.
Coming down to the dance floor. Is that fair? Or maybe you would go back to the dressing room with your client. Where would you go?
I'm going to say, for the sake of complications and making it a harder game,
Yeah.
that Angel likes to be left alone when she's getting ready to perform.
Okay, great.
So she's going to separate from her and be nervous about it. And she's going to walk in the club. Now, she passes, I forget, what's your name again? Olivia. And she just smiles and nods and walks out because she's trying to be respectful of Vivian's, I think, higher tier.
Yeah.
And Gabriel's higher tier.
Yeah,
She's going to,
Olivia gives her the fakest smile back.
Yeah. And she walks out knowing she wants to give them some time, but she wants to speak with Olivia, when she gets a chance, but she's going to play it slow tonight and try to wait for an opening.
So
she
where does
walks
she go?
out and she has nothing to do at the moment. They're both in the office. So she comes out and just starts surveying the dance floor and tries to find cocaine, I guess. I don't know. No,
She could find someone who's on it.
She'll
and
go
think
to the
about,
restroom. She'll go to the restroom and powder up a little bit, and she's looking to see if there's anything fun happening there.
Billy Magpie, you see the kindred that you clocked earlier head into the ladies.
So as I'm playing the part. I'm picking up empties. I'm checking out people to see who might be passed out yet, and then I see Vivian exit the bathroom, and I just stand right behind her, and I go, "I know who you are."
And
I say it to the back of her head.
Startles and turns around. It's just like the beast starts rising. Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
She's just like, Billy, right? And then closes the restroom door and starts to move away. She looks past him and around to see if anybody sees them kind of talking, and then starts to move away from the ladies, beckoning him to walk with her into a more secluded corner.
And of course, back here near the ladies, you can kind of go back into that back corridor where you found the uniform, where the storerooms are and things like that.
I just go, "You look like a poser. I can only imagine how I look right now."
How did you find your way in?
And he just sort of gestures to the outfit that he's wearing, because he looks remarkably different than when you saw me before. I'm clearly incognito, with the mohawk smoothed back. And then I say, "I'm not sure I'm convinced I want to follow you into a dark corner right now.
Yeah, I'm not sure it's such a good idea either.
I'm not sure it's a good idea for either of us.
What are you here for?
I'm here for a meal and to prove a few things.
This is a dangerous place.
It's about to get more dangerous, so stay out of my way."
I'll stay clear of you. You stay clear of me.
Deal. Look at us, anarchists who just made a plan. Ironic?
Ironic? And she's not going to say anything else. She's just going to take that opportunity to walk away. And she's just like, I'm not an anarchist. I'm not an anarchist. I made a mistake long ago. But she's not saying anything. She just goes back and walks.
I know
into the
what
ladies,
you are.
And she is so worried that he's
And
gonna screw up this night.
then I whisper, but it's one of those weird, you can hear it. It's like a loud whisper, and I'm like, "You can run from what you are." but you cannot hide.
And she stops and like her head turns slightly. And then she just keeps walking away.
Dramatic.
Meanwhile, in the office.
This is so much trouble. Oh no.
Meanwhile, in the office,
Hello.
you must present yourself, Miss Dunwich.
Hello, Gabriel.
Hello.
As she extends. Now, Olivia is a very petite, slight woman, but in these platforms, she's like eye to eye.
And here's a question, game-wise. Vampires, they don't feed off of other vampires, right?
That is the greatest crime in vampire society. It is called diablerie, and it is expressly forbidden by almost all vampire societies, even the anarchs, because you perhaps absorb the soul of the other vampire if you do that.
That's if you go all the way, like feed all the way.
If you feed all the way, yeah.
Wow.
Oh, no, thank you. Good point. You can, however, sip off of each other. It's sort of how vampires have sex, and it's how they blood bond each other. If you feed from a vampire, sip off of a vampire several times, they start to have an emotional pull over you.
Yeah, so I imagine he came in like he sees Carla like he does every time, setting up the bar, and he started thinking about her, and that was immediately replaced once he saw Angel come in, and he knows that Angel is his prey for the night. But he is always distracted by a beautiful woman, and so he sees Olivia, and there's that he knows what she is, but he's still his masculine instincts take over, and he's like, Olivia, it is wonderful to see you here in the Inferno. I'm so glad you could make it out.
And Olivia extends her hand out to let Gabriel kiss her hand. Thank you so much for extending the invitation.
He grabs the hand and he kisses it, and the kiss lingers a little too long on your hand.
Just to make it, just to where it gets weird.
Yeah, just where it gets weird. Maybe you feel his teeth brush up against your skin, and then he pulls it off, and he's just never breaks eye contact with you. That's even on his character sheet. He has an intense look at all times, never breaks eye contact.
You know, I've heard about your place.
In fact, if I may, sorry to interject, you've been here. This is one of multiple invitations that you've had here.
Oh, I see.
Perhaps Gabriel is courting your favor since you are higher placed within Clan Ventru.
I see. I trust you have my booth ready for me.
I do, of course, and obviously, I can make a special exception tonight for someone such as yourself. Enjoy whoever you like. Just do me a favor. There's a young girl who's going to be singing later. Her name's Angel. You might have seen her passing by when you came up here.
I might have.
That's my plan for this evening. But anyone else, it's open season for you.
I'll take a look around and see what I like.
Good. Anything you need, you just ask for me.
You got it.
Leonard Peralta, your business partner, walks in and feels the charged energy between the two of you, and then finally says, Gabriel, we got a problem.
What's going on, Lenny? Is he having a conversation right now?
You need to come with me right now.
Olivia, I'm so, and he's like looking at Leonard like, come on, man. I'm obviously in a conversation. I'm so sorry. I'm at work.
Very much looks like displeased and starts like looking at her nails and like looking at this person up and down.
A human, a lowly human, a bag of blood, and you're hungry.
My touchdown.
Where?
I'm sorry, miss. I'm sorry. This has to be handled right now. Okay? Can you please? I'm sorry. This is the office.
Are you still?
I'm sorry.
All right,
Are you
Lenny, calm
still-
down.
I'm sorry. This
Still
is
here?
we do business in here, so.
Fine, Gabriel. I'll talk later.
I'm gonna stop by your booth. Lenny, quiet down. Hey, Tony, can you take my friend here to her booth? Whatever she needs, it's on me for the evening.
Yes, Mr. Costa.
What is it, Lenny? What's so important?
Yeah, come with me. And he takes you downstairs, and he takes you to the front, and there, sitting at the bar, is a man who is not dressed for a night out at the disco. He's wearing a shabby suit. He's got a comb over, and he turns and he says, Mr. Costa,
Yeah.
Detective Rossi, NYPD. How are you tonight?
I'm good. A little busy, but how can I help you, Detective?
Yeah, it's really bumping in here.
It is.
Yeah.
Can I,
Looks like a successful business you've got going
Yeah,
here.
things are good. Are you off duty? Can I get you a drink?
I'm not off duty, but you can give me a drink.
You're my
You won't
ki-
tell, right? I won't tell.
You're my kind of cop.
All right, yeah. So, a couple nights ago,
Yeah.
you had a singer in here, a young man, Richie Staggs.
He looks at Lenny, and Lenny maybe not.
Yeah.
Yeah, Richie Stacks, yeah.
I'm just following up some leads. You didn't hear. Staggs was found in an alleyway, 23rd Street, a couple blocks over.
Get out of here. No, I didn't hear anything.
Yeah, I mean, pretty horrible, actually. They found him in a trash can.
Trash can? Did he,
And he was here before he ended up there. We know. I think he performed. You don't know who performs at your club?
we got a lot of people coming in and out. We got a new singer tonight, actually. We're blowing up right now. We have a lot of clients, but I definitely remember him. And honestly, he seemed fine. I checked in on him. I'm sure he had a couple of drinks, but we make sure not to overserve our guests or our talent.
Was anybody else here that night that's here now? Maybe you have some regulars.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of people, as you can see, and he looks out, and there's hundreds of people on the dance floor. I mean, I'm sure a lot of the people that are here tonight were there then.
Anybody you could point out to me that I could talk to?
Now, does he know what happened to this guy?
He has no idea. And if you tell me that he barely remembers the guy, I'll take your word for
Okay,
it.
so he
you can
didn't-
define that in the fiction.
So somebody probably left the club. Someone was hunting in his club and took him, and now it's coming back on him. So this is like an affront. I'm sure he's getting a little fired up as he starts putting everything together in his head, because it's like several affronts to his domain, to his rules, and
Yes.
whatnot. So he's like, actually, let me see. Carla, right over there, she was bartending that night. Maybe she saw him.
Okay. And I want you to he looks at you again and he goes, "You're sure you don't remember anything about Richie Staggs? Maybe he was acting strangely. Maybe he had a little too much to drink. Maybe a little too much of the white powder."
And can I roll something to see if
Yeah,
anything?
you can roll something to see if you remember something. I want 3 successes on this roll. I think it's an intelligence roll, and then
Awareness.
Awareness is usually for like perception type things.
Okay.
Why don't we use Streetwise? You know who's
Okay.
in your club. You keep track of them.
All right, great. So I have 2 intelligence and 2 streetwise, and I have 2 hunger. So my blue dice will be my hunger.
Your hunger dice. Okay, great.
Okay, that is a failure on one of the hunger dice.
Did you get any other
I
successes
got
though?
2 successes.
Okay, so unless you fully fail and get ones on the hunger dice, it's not quite a bestial failure yet.
Okay.
Although your hunger is rumbling inside of you, as you remember that there was a special guest here the night Richie Staggs performed.
Oh, there was.
Olivia Dunwich was here on that night as well.
Oh, so he points over. He's like, I think Carla was there that night. And as he does, he sees Olivia sitting in her booth, and then he realizes, oh, she was here as well. Yeah, I know the bartender was. Why don't you start with her, and I'll go up and look at the books and see if I can remember.
Feels like you
anybody
paused
else.
there for a second, like you remembered something.
No, I have a couple guests here this evening. I just want to make sure they're all getting taken care of. I'm sorry, I got a lot of my mind running the club.
Why don't you roll charisma or composure plus subterfuge?
Oh, that's cool.
And let's do an opposed roll.
Nice.
Detective Rossi is no spring chicken. He's not bad at this kind of thing.
He's a
Let's
good cop.
see.
All right, so composure, I have
Good
3,
cop.
subterfuge 5. So 3 regular dice, 2 hungers. Okay. 1, 2, 3 successes.
1, 2, 3 successes.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, 1, 2, 3.
I like these dice pools,
Yeah,
Yeah, it's cool.
it's a great system.
right?
Okay. He goes, no one else, huh? I'm going to walk around a little while, talk to some of the patrons. I'll be discreet.
Yeah, of course. Make yourself at home, and please get a drink. Anything you want.
Yeah,
Hey, Carla, get the detective something.
maybe in a little while.
Sure.
And he starts walking around and kind of just, looking around, talking to people.
See, this is tricky now because he's trying to make a good impression on Olivia, but
That is tricky.
yeah.
And as soon as this guy walks away, Vivian's been watching this whole thing because she's watching Gabriel's movements.
Yeah.
She sees the exchange, and I think that she can read what's going on. I mean, not about the the murder or the hunting or anything like that, but just that it's a cop, right? Like this guy just reads like a detective, nosing around, drugs, nightclub. It could be anything, and Gabriel probably wants it, So she's going to take this opportunity, and she just slides in, comes up to the bar, puts a gentle hand on you, and it's just like, Gabriel, I just wanted to thank you so much for this opportunity. I just wanted to take a moment to say I think you are going to love Angel. And she turns and wants to order a drink.
Oh, I think I will as well. And he gives the nod to the bartender like, I got her drink.
Oh,
And with the blush of life, you can drink alcohol, but it's not going to get you drunk. Maybe you just like the taste. Your body can only process it because you filled it with blood. Normally, any kind of food or drink would make you vomit.
Oh, weird.
Yes.
Okay, very cool.
But perhaps you like the taste of a martini. And
Yes.
so you are in the blush of life, and so you may process that. I'm going to... Angel is about to take the stage. I'm going to ask my players, is there something they would like to do before that happens?
Yes. As that conversation was happening with the cop and with Gabriel, Olivia walks downstairs where she came, and that bouncer, that bodyguard that was there, she says, "What's your name, honey?"
The bodyguard? The bouncer that,
the
that
bouncer,
said he would take care of you. Yeah, Tony.
"Tony, you're with me tonight." And she takes him, and as she's dancing her way to the booth, that's also has like a velvet rope in front of it, she starts picking out like the most attractive people that she sees, like maybe 4 of them, and they get each time she points, you see a staff member just run, and they like escort them so that they're allowed to sit with me as my entourage.
Right. Now, would they know who you are?
Absolutely.
Yes.
It is a goddamn privilege to sit at my booth.
Great. I want to just look at and talk a little bit about your merits that make that possible. So it says here that you do have... you have a herd of failed artists. Oh, and you have 2 fame,
I have
heiress
fame.
to the Dunwich fortune.
Yep.
So, yes, they definitely know who you are. You're a mover and shaker in this club, and so they are very happy to sit down with you and be associated with you.
And so that is where you find me.
But none of them would sate your hunger.
No, they're just there as decorations.
They're accessories.
Yeah, they're accessories.
Absolutely.
So I'm seeing her use one of my retainers, the Inferno
power play.
security, and bring all these people. I think she's getting a little too comfortable for my taste. And now I'm thinking about what happened the other night as well, or what may have happened, and I'm uncomfortable, but I also need to raise my stature in clan ventures. So,
and someone grabs you.
yeah.
I present myself according to the tradition of domain, Virgil Abia. And this man has a thick mustache. He's very skinny. He's red-haired, wide collar. And he says, Virgil Abia. And he, right there a little bit in your club, I mean, you guys aren't right on the dance floor in front of everybody.
Right.
He sort of bows to you.
And this shouldn't be done, right? Like he's
Well,
very borderline breaking the masquerade.
Should, but it shouldn't be done. Let me see. You have Camarilla status. You have... I'm just seeing if you've heard of this guy. I think with your status in the Camarilla, you would have. This guy is not nobody. This guy is what is called a harpy. A harpy among the Camarilla, which means he's one of the social snoops for the prince. Like, he attends vampire court. Harpies can make or break your reputation.
Oh, okay. All right. Wow. There's a lot going on for Gabriel
It's
tonight.
a big night. It's the biggest night that's ever happened in New York
Biggest
City.
night of my life. So he sees him and he's like, please, no bows necessary. Welcome to the Inferno.
I know that you probably have a full dance card tonight. I'm not asking to hunt. I simply wanted to come and check out the place.
Yeah, no, of course. Are you by yourself or are you with anybody?
By myself. I'm a lone wolf. He shows his fangs just a little bit.
All right, well, and he snaps his fingers and calls over another one of his retainers, and he says to him basically, whatever he needs, we'll take care of it, get him the nicest booth. But he makes...
That won't be necessary. I can make my own fun. Just wanted to present myself and look around a little bit. And you can tell that he is using some sort of... You just feel the blood in him
Power.
kind of pulse, and you can see that he's using some sort of power, and he's scanning the room. I'll make my own fun. And he heads up into the dance floor.
I hate this guy.
That's horrible.
A harpy.
So Billy, he sees all that commotion going on, and I'm there to try and, again, I like to stir shit up.
Yeah.
So I grab a drink and I put it on a tray, and I go over to Angel's dressing room,
Yes.
and I give a little knock, and I said a little aperitif before the show, compliment to the house.
She opens the door and she looks down at it. What have you prepared for her?
It's just a big glass of red wine
Oh.
for her.
Well, thank you.
Take the edge off.
Thank you.
Oh, let me get some of these, some of the garbage out of your dressing room.
Oh, lovely. Thank you. Yes. Yes. Okay. And she sips her wine, and she's like,
Feel free. There's more where that came from.
"Do you like working here,
It's a living.
Mr. Costa? Is he nice?"
He's a boss, like any other.
Sure. Sure. Are you okay?
And then he just goes for her.
Really?
Oh, that's my prey!
Okay. So,
He's closed the door.
she is gonna drop the wine and
Catches it.
Oh, he might be able to do that. Actually,
He's got reflexes. Yeah.
you've got rapid reflexes.
Nice.
Yes.
Damn.
So
When-
while he's going to bite her, he makes sure there's no sound with the glass breaking that would call any attention to what's going on in that room.
Okay, and I think that she's going to scream.
I'm going for the throat.
Okay, so here's what you need to do. You need to stop her before she screams using some sort of skill roll. So, what do you think you use, Billy Magpie?
I'm going to do a very high vampire skill of putting my hand over her mouth.
Yes. I'm gonna suggest a strength plus brawl roll.
Love it.
And be sure to add your hunger. I think your hunger is at 1. No, it's at 2.
It's at 2.
So make sure 2 of those die in your strength plus brawl pool are hunger dice.
So strength.
Your strength is 2 and your brawl is 2.
Okay.
So 2 regular dice, 2 hunger dice.
All right. No, wait. So 2 regular. Oh, and 2 of them are hunger.
Yeah, you have a total pool of 4 and 2 are hunger
I'm
dice.
trying to think which ones are the hunger dice.
The red ones, I think.
Ones. Okay.
Mhm. And the onks are 10s and the skulls are 1s. Is that right, Nora?
Onks are 10, yes.
Okay, great.
So I got, let's see, I got 1 skull, 1 2, a 6, and a 10.
A 6 and a 10 and a, okay.
Oh, wait, no, yeah.
So 2 10s.
Let's see how Angel does. She is not really made for fighting, so I'll give her a dice pool. So a 6 and a 10, and what was it? A skull and what else?
A 2.
Okay, so
What's
only
a skull?
A skull is a 1, so that's
Oh.
not good. So that's 2 successes. Let's see how Angel does.
I really should have put some security over there.
Angel fails completely. She rolled 2 5s and a 1. And
No.
so,
Wait.
Nom 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 nom.
Was your 10? Your 10 was not a hunger die.
No.
No.
And anyway, he would have to get 2 10s, and 1 would have to be on a hunger die to have a
It's not just a 10 on a
to
hunger
have
die
a
and
messy critical.
success.
Yeah.
Crit. Okay.
Yeah.
got it.
Okay. So your teeth find her neck,
Yes.
and when a vampire feeds, it's called the kiss. Ugh. And the kiss has a soporific effect on the victim. So immediately, Angel quits struggling and suddenly kind of goes loose and relaxes in your arm.
And I hear the Ramones in my head while this is all happening.
Yeah, you drown out the disco music. And I want to know how long and how deeply you feed. Do you just take a sip? Do you?
I'm taking her out.
You're going to kill her.
Yeah.
Okay.
My God.
He's got an axe to grind.
All right.
Is it against Gabriel?
So
man, when I find this guy.
I was clear that it was about time for Angel to
Yeah,
come
oh,
out.
100%.
And it's going to take you a little while to drain her completely.
Yeah, sure.
So it's time for Angel to take the stage, Vivian, and she hasn't come out yet.
And am I still with Gabriel, or did that end and he'd go on to another scene?
That's up to you.
Yeah, I basically wanted to finish that scene just sort of saying, after you see this, come and talk to me. We can talk all about what Angel and you could do together. She's just trying to set up future, work,
Right, and would they know, if I was to feed on Angel but not drain her to death, that, she could keep coming back? How does that work in terms of the setting, and that, if I feed on her, is she then a vampire, or can she be a blood doll?
What a great question.
Yeah.
Feeding on someone does not turn them into a vampire. That process is called the embrace, and it requires you to drain them completely, then feed them to full with your own blood.
Okay.
It is heavily regulated by your group, the Camarilla, right? In fact, creating a vampire without the permission of the prince is a crime. Okay?
I was a vampire that
But I
was
could strike a
created
deal.
without the permission of the prince.
Okay.
Yes.
So, and that's why if I see an anarch in here, people already don't trust me. I have a negative sort of vibe, aura around my embrace.
So when I want to feed, I just want to take a taste, and if she's up my alley, I would want this deal so that she could come back and I could always have a taste of this.
Absolutely. And just to kind of explain one more thing, sometimes humans don't go, oh no, they drained my blood. Sometimes because it's so pleasurable to be fed on, sometimes they remember it in sort of a hazy way.
Yeah.
And in fact, many vampires have powers to completely cloud the memory or change what that person remembers completely.
I'm operating under the presumption that I would not want him to feed on her at all.
I think that is a very good presumption.
Okay.
So
Because that's dangerous.
Yeah.
Right.
But when you say that to me, I may read it the other way, maybe we can work out a deal. So
She knows she's walking a fine line,
Yeah.
but she's, trying to play
Your
it.
stage manager walks up. Is everything okay with Miss Dierico?
Oh. She looks at this big gold watch that she has on, this gaudy watch.
Yeah.
She's just she was supposed to be on. What's going on?
She hasn't come out of her dressing room.
Maybe she's nervous. She shouldn't be. I'll talk to her. And she's like, I'll take care of this, Gabriel. Don't worry.
Those of you at home, the
Watch
shit
up
is
there.
about to hit the fan.
All right, this is it. Here we go. The final hour.
Are we already in the final hour?
Pretty much. Oh, let me take this opportunity to thank our sponsor, Demiplane. No, I do want to let you guys know, if you weren't here earlier, there's a massive giveaway happening on this stream. Where's K-Rob? He's out there. So to get his attention. We need to, I'm going to try to post it, but look in chat over the next few minutes. We'll get it posted. There's a link to a massive giveaway. Demiplane is giving away over 40 download codes. Pathfinder 2e, Vampire the Masquerade, Ultimate Bundles. Literally codes worth over $1,000 each. We're giving away today on this stream. So look out for that link. Click on it, and we can't announce the winners in chat. There's too many, but we'll email you if you win.
just put it.
And
Great, thank you. I couldn't find it.
Before this next scene happens, I'll remind you what I said at the beginning of the stream, which is that the Masquerade is something 3 of you care about preserving very much, and 1 of you is flaunting horribly. So I think that if you like, both
I've
Gabriel
only revealed
and
myself to
Vivian.
one human.
What's that?
I've only revealed myself to one human behind a closed door.
No, that's a very good point, actually. That's an excellent point.
So I walk up and she
Vivian
goes to the
and
green
Gabriel.
room. Knock, knock, knock.
You hear a knock on the door.
Oh,
Angel, honey.
You've locked it. It is a dressing room.
She knock, knock, knock. Angel, honey.
Gabriel comes up behind. What's
And
going
then
on?
She, all right, and she just was to walk in, and it's locked.
Yeah.
Angel, honey, open the door. It's locked.
A little bit of red wine is trickling from under the door.
I caught that glass.
Oh,
That's right.
forgive me. No red wine, and the bottom of the door is completely clean, and that feels a little suspicious.
You're
to you.
you're shocked at the lack
Wait
of
a minute.
red
There's
wine.
no red wine coming from under this door. Gabriel, what's happening?
This isn't how I do things around here. All right, this is suspicious immediately. He doesn't like it, and so he goes through security. Goes, hey, open up this door.
And the security are your retainers, so they know a little bit about you. They might not fully know he's a vampire, the Camarilla, but they have very tight lips. They don't say anything that goes on in the club. And your security shows up. Not Tony, because he's busy attending to Olivia. But let's see how many of them show up. I think you got like 4 guys show up.
Oh boy.
And you want them to break the door down?
Do they have keys, like to get in from the outside?
Oh, certainly they would. Except, well, let's see. Have they been smart enough to bring them?
I have 2 pips and
No.
security.
You're like, who has the keys? And they're like, oh, sorry, Mr. Costa. We'll go get them.
I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to be able to finish her. So I have to detach, and then I'm looking at the drop ceiling. I'm going up and out.
Oh, excellent.
I'm gonna John McClane this.
D'Erico falls into a chair, or
I prop her.
you prop her up.
And I prop her looking in the mirror.
Yes. Perhaps her eyes are even still open.
Yeah,
She's
yeah.
like that. Now you want to go out through the ceiling.
Yeah.
Let me see if the ceiling is go
It's a drop
outable.
ceiling, yeah.
Let's
go out.
Let's see. Damn it! What did I roll? I'm afraid not. No, it's not that kind of ceiling. No. But you do have something that might help you.
Invisibility?
You do have a type of invisibility.
You just go invisible.
Can we just change characters, please? You have no rules. Invisibility.
Well, this is important.
Rapid reflexes.
This is the cloak of shadows. Invisible if you're standing still.
Done.
Okay.
Oh, this is.
I'm Richard Mulligan on soap. All the 70s references.
Yes, let's make sure to get soap in there.
Yep. Got
Richard
soap in
Mulligan.
there.
And I am waiting for a welcome back Cotter.
I already did it. Vinny Barbarino.
Oh, that's right.
Oh.
Well, we're checking all the boxes. Finally, the nightclub security comes back with the keys. They open the door. It swings open, and Angel D'Erico is sitting there, and you can see she's very pale, and she seems somewhat catatonic.
Angel, honey, what's wrong? And she comes up and around the side and sees the color of her skin, and immediately her eyes go wide, and her eyes snap to Gabriel.
And he sees it as well. And he looks at the guys and goes, do you think there's security cameras in the 70s?
There are not.
God damn it.
It's definitive.
He tells 2 guys, all right, 2 of you stand out there. Don't let anybody else in here. The other 2, just go check the bathrooms. See if there's any riffraff.
Very good. So they run off to do as you said. So 2 are guarding the door, and 2 have run off to the bathrooms to look around.
What is this all about?
She like grabs her and is like holding her face, like, Angel, honey, Angel. And she's like terrified.
Vivian and Gabriel, you are kindred, and you've been around long enough to know when a mortal has been fed on. There is no doubt in your mind.
And she just like seethes for a second. And she's just like, where's Olivia?
Yeah, I mean,
Where is Olivia?
Same exact place.
Where is Olivia? Oh, that's amazing. Where is Olivia? I can tell you where Olivia is. Miss Dunwich. Hi, Detective Rossi. The bartender and some others told me you're a regular here.
That's correct, officer. Are you an officer?
I am a detective of
Just
the
a
NYPD.
detective.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
As I activate awe.
Great. So awe means that in any social role you make, you add your presence, which is a vampiric power dice. Okay. And so he's like, I checked around, and a lot of the staff and some of the regulars remember you being here a couple nights ago when Richie Staggs performed.
Maybe.
Right, Richie Staggs, young African-American man. He was a singer.
I go to a lot of places, honey. It could have been. I
Yeah.
could have been here.
You don't remember seeing him. You don't remember anything about him. Maybe meeting him. I understand that you meet all the artists here, is what I've heard.
How many days ago did you say it was?
Oh, a little under a week ago.
Yeah, I think I might have seen a performance of his.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And did you notice anything interesting that night? Anything maybe that you noted about him?
Well, I knew that some people left a mess in the bathroom.
A mess. What do you mean?
I mean, a mess.
Are we talking about shit and piss?
No. No. Not that kind. I'm talking about, and then she like sniffs.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes. I understand.
Very inconsiderate.
Absolutely.
Especially when
So,
they're not sharing.
so you barely remember Richie Staggs. He didn't come sit at your table.
I mean, he might have stopped by to say hello.
You're sure, as I grab a pool of dice, that you have nothing to add to your statement?
Honestly, a lot of people try to get my attention.
Please roll something that would allow you to, you're using so much composure. I think it's got to be composure, and then for you, I mean, I'll suggest, you don't have to go with this. I'll suggest subterfuge, because you're lying.
Okay.
All right, so let's roll our composure plus subterfuge versus Detective Rossi's
And then
keen eye for liars.
And then I add my presence to that.
Yes, please. So your presence is 2, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah, so you can add your presence to that.
Big dice pool.
I can't believe he's in that room and invisible right now.
Yeah, I'm working on it.
I get 2 successes, but I do get hungrier.
You got 2 successes and you get hungrier.
Yeah, but I got the blood. Not the. I have the thing on the blood die.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Or is that?
the way I play it, unless you rouse to use a power, you don't get hungrier,
Okay.
or unless you're using Blush of Life. What I will say is that he got 3 successes.
Okay.
So he goes, if you don't mind, I'd really like to speak to you someplace more quiet, maybe the office right now.
You want to tell me what this is about? You're really bumming me out. You're
It's about the
ruining
death.
my night.
It's about the death of Richie Staggs. Do you mind?
Richie's dead,
Yes, he is, ma'am.
and you want
Follow me, please.
And she like gets up, fixes her halter thing she's wearing, and she hands her coat, her fur coat, over to what was the name of the bouncer?
Tony.
Cody. And she says, "Don't let anybody else in until I get back."
But as he is walking you over to a quieter area, he sees 2 security guards running from the back and running into the bathrooms, like checking them out. And he's like, "What's going on?" And they tell him something happened to Miss D'Erico. And now, running back to the dressing room, he leaves you alone. You've gotten away with this. He is suddenly involved in whatever this emergency is, and he runs back to the dressing room. Are you guys still there?
I was thinking I wanted to start walking out to look for Olivia.
Yeah.
But I wanted to I want to roll something to know that he's in the room. So I was thinking, I don't know how the invisibility works. I don't know if vampires have a smell or anything like that. But I was thinking maybe okay. So there's 2 things I was thinking. One, I could maybe roll. I was thinking, maybe resolve plus awareness.
Resolve plus awareness.
I don't know what resolve is, but
It's very, very difficult. He is using the blood. The blood is powerful. So normal skills, if Billy Magpie is standing still, normal skills aren't going to do it.
Okay. What about what is Auspex?
Auspex is the power to see, hear, and feel more than a normal human. And you have heightened senses. Now,
I have heightened sense.
something that would help you immediately is another Auspex power called Sense the Unseen. You don't have that power. You only have heightened senses, meaning you can suddenly make one or several of your senses extremely acute. And I'm going to give you a chance with that.
So yeah,
Okay,
could
and
you argue that if you have heightened senses, you'd be able to like feel like sense somebody's pulse, and if they don't have a pulse, that you'd know that they weren't that they were kindred.
Yes, if you knew that that person was there, yes. So I want to carefully roleplay this.
It says heightened senses, add Auspex to per whatever. It says and then I have premonition, get clues, see future.
That's true.
So like, are there clues of his passage in this room? You know what I mean? Is there?
I think it would be awesome.
The wine glass.
Do you want to use your premonition instead? That's an incredible use of premonition.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Let's do it. Premonition. You must, since you're trying to activate it on purpose, you must make a rouse check. So roll one die and see if you get hungrier.
Okay. I rolled a 5.
Okay. You experience a flash of. You don't get. You do get hungrier.
So
Sorry.
I check another hunger box.
Check another hunger box.
Okay.
And
You're losing it.
you
She's my
experience.
touchdown.
You experience a flash of insight. It cannot be, there's a vampire in the corner who's invisible. But I want you to tell me what clue you get in this moment. It's a vision.
It's a vision. Okay. It's really the get clues, I think. And she puts it together. Because Angel doesn't drink wine.
That's what she
Nice.
sees, by the way. She sees a wine glass falling, and she sees a hand grabbing it. And she sees it clearly in this room. But guess what? Where is it? You define where it's
I
at.
put it on the nightstand,
Yeah.
on the vanity.
It's not Angel's hand in your vision.
Right. So
And
she-
Angel doesn't,
Ooh.
it's right there.
Right. And she was pulled in the corner with him.
There is
and she
wine on
sees-
her lips.
And we see the flashback.
There is wine on her lips.
We see the flashback of her saying, "How did you get in here?" and him going, and he's got the waiter outfit.
Nice.
Yeah.
And she's just like, and chills go down my spine.
Does Gabriel see this? Because I mean, he must know that she knows something.
And she can't tell Gabriel that she knows who he is or that he's even in the club.
What do you know?
Oh, that's
Dun,
right.
dun, dun.
Yeah, so if he sees a look on her face, she's just like,
She's like,
nothing, just she doesn't drink wine. Olivia might have tried to
ooh.
seduce her with some wine or something. But
dare
Angel
you.
doesn't drink it.
Stay here.
That's why it's full.
Stay here. Don't leave this room. Don't let anybody see her. And he rushes out.
Mr. Costa, there's been some sort of emergency. Can I help?
Now, he's just got a lot going on right now, and he's shutting.
No.
the-
NYPD is here to help, Mr. Costa. What's going on?
It's not. It has nothing to do with you. We've got this under control. Please, I'm trying to run a club.
What is happening?
Nothing.
Why is your security running around like there's been some sort of incident?
I think the singer got a little food poisoning or something, so I'm trying to find out.
All right, I'm going to go take a look.
No. That's not necessary, detective. We've got
Why
this
are
under
you
control.
trying to... What's going on?
And he says, "That's not necessary, detective." And he tries to mesmerize the detective.
Oh! Okay, mesmerize. A great power to use in this. So make a rouse check
Yep, so this is mesmerize, manipulation plus dominate. But the
versus
rouse
intelligence plus resolve.
check,
So that's 9 on the resolve. I mean, on the resolve.
So
check.
you do not get hungrier.
All right, so charisma is 2, and dominate is. What is dominate?
Dominate, it's on your sheet. It is a discipline power.
Oh, I see it. So I have
and
4.
You have 4 altogether. Yep.
Okay.
And he's going to roll with his. He's going to resist with his composure plus intelligence.
Oh boy, here we go. Come on, I got 2 hunger. Oh, okay, wait.
Oh.
All right, so I got 2 10s.
Oh, so that's a
Messy
critical.
critical.
Are any of them hunger dice?
One of them was a hunger dice. 3 successes, 2 crits.
Messy critical. So what happens now is you must dominate this pathetic, puny human who has the arrogance and the effrontery to confront you in your own domain.
Got me all fired up.
And you may also, while you're doing that, use your dominate power. You may mesmerize him as you do that.
Okay, and how does mesmerize work? Like I just put him in like a catatonic state, or
So
I
mesmerize, you
control
can
him?
issue complex commands to a victim as long as you have their gaze and relative quiet. You have those things.
Okay, and so it's just get the fuck out of my club.
Since you messy criticaled, I'm gonna add that suddenly you see his suit go really dark around the pants.
Yep.
He like pisses himself, and he,
Amazing.
without breaking eye contact with you, sort of stumbles backward. He's like walking backward, and it's like he can't look away from you as he moves out of the dance floor, and then people start like bumping him on the
I
dance
can
floor,
picture this so clearly.
and then he suddenly turns and runs out of the club.
amazing, amazing.
I want to play more vampire.
This is what happens.
This is amazing.
Oh wow. Okay.
How dare he? In your club.
In my domain.
This is amazing.
Okay, so he's out of the picture, and now I need to find Olivia.
Right. I'm just going to check in with Billy. There are 2 security guards on the door, but it looks like everybody's left the dressing room.
Well, did Vivian leave too?
No, she's like-
Vivian's still there.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
Can you just give me background setting, like for what is now going to happen to Angel? If we know she's been fed on and she's not dead, like how long does it take to recover?
Look, I think Billy fed a lot. I think Angel isn't dead, but I think Angel needs medical attention.
So she's done. She's not performing tonight.
Oh, she's
Wow.
Is this like a 10-minute thing? Can we just bump the start time?
Angel's not going to make it on stage tonight. In fact, unless you do something soon, her condition might get worse.
But she feels. Yeah, she feels scared though to like call the cops into Gabriel's club.
Oh, you absolutely
I'm not the cops though.
You absolutely can't do that.
911.
Do you understand? You cannot do that. You cannot
can't
call
go
the
to a
cops
hospital.
in.
Break
No.
the masquerade.
Is there a vampire? Oh no.
There is something a vampire could do in this case. Well, first of all, do you have any medicine skill?
No. Well, I have one pip.
Okay.
Does that mean I have it?
That means you have it.
I have some with none. So
That
yeah,
means
I've got
you have
some
it.
medicine skill.
Actually, forget the medicine skill. I think that pip is just enough for you to know that there's only one thing that'll help her. She's been drained so thoroughly of blood. Do you understand? She's had a great blood loss.
You gotta turn.
Give her the fucking blood.
Oh my god.
Do it.
Wait, it'll make her a vampire?
Yep.
Yes.
If you fill her up.
But you don't have permission to do that.
No, I don't.
And in fact, that's how you ended up in the situation you're in.
It's just the 2 of us, and I know what's going on. I step out of my cloak of shadows and I go, "You can run from what you want."
Oh, I need. She like snaps around and falls down.
And I go,
On her ass with her hand holding like
"Anarchy." And then I jump back into the cloak of shadows.
Yes.
Oh my god, that is so terrifying. She gets up and now it's between the Camarilla and the respect she's trying to grow and her touchstone, the mortal that she holds so dear in her life.
Yeah.
And she feeds her blood.
All right.
Unsanctioned.
There are a lot of rules about what would happen to you here. But I'm going to go ahead and just say, for the purposes of a one-shot, that doing this to your touchstone completely destroys your humanity.
That's future Vivian's problem.
Yeah.
What's that?
That's future Vivian's problem.
Yeah.
No, am I being stupid? To me,
No,
it's
not at
like
all.
I'm
I think
trying
that
to save her.
You're trying to
in
save
my
her.
life.
No, not at all. You're not being stupid. I think that you're doing what someone would do in this very difficult position, possibly.
Like, is it better for a vampire to allow their touchstone to die than to make them a vampire, or is it just like a matter of choice? Like if your touchstone dies, what happens to you? Find another touchstone?
I would have to look up the rules, but there are really good rules for you lose willpower, and what happens to you right now is I'm going to put stains on your humanity. I'm going to put 2 stains on your humanity. And as your stain track fills up, you then have to roll to see if you lose humanity. But tonight, you know that you are passing on an horrible curse to the girl who meant the most in your life.
God, this is so horrible. I'm sick to my stomach.
Dude, and there's a harpy in this club as well. If the harpy gets wind of this, it's gonna.
Oh,
throw
hello.
everything
No,
out.
he's not there right now.
What's going on back here? Is
He's
this the
not there
bathroom?
right now, although we haven't seen him in a little bit. So let's see where he's at. Olivia.
So at this time where as soon as like shit hit the fan and the detective ran off,
Yeah.
without missing a beat, Olivia just like turns around dancing and dances her way back to the table. And when we cut back to her, she is now dancing on top of her table. But she's doing that in order to scout. She's kind of hungry, so she's looking for like who's the best dancer here, who looks like they're like talented, who looks like they're worthy of me feeding on them.
Very
I'm
good.
trying to scout as I'm like dancing on the table.
There is a kindred in front of you. You get a sense that it's a kindred. Red hair, big mustache, and he's saying, Olivia, hello.
What?
Virgil Abia from Elysium.
What?
Do you remember me?
Oh, and she gets down. She's like, oh. Do I remember him?
Certainly. He's a high-standing member of the court.
Oh, yeah. Yeah? What do you want?
Exciting night here. Do you know why the security's running around?
What? No.
And was there some sort of incident?
I didn't even know. Well, I saw one detective run off just now. He tried to pull me around to question me about something.
Yes,
And
I saw that.
And then something happened. Something happened and he just ran off. So I came back.
So, why was he talking to you, dear?
Some dude died.
You know that if this guy starts spreading rumors about you talking to detectives, it could ruin your standing.
I said nothing.
It's funny, a lot of shady things happen in clubs like this.
Is that a threat?
Are you taking it as a threat?
Are you threatening me?
No. I was just curious.
All right, that's what I thought. I don't know. No, some guy died here last week.
Roll insight plus your let's say wits. Make sure to put those hunger dice in there.
I just like to do this first and then replace them. And I still have Aug. Oh no, Aug doesn't work on.
Not on other
Yeah, it's
kindred.
not gonna work on him. All right. I got one success.
One success. One success is not enough. And you see him, you don't see him actually, as he turns away from you and smiles to himself and then starts to head out of the club. Because maybe he was one extra character we don't need right now. A lot of other things are happening.
It's going to add to Gabriel's stress, the fact that he's even there, because I'm trying to impress her to impress the Venture, but I think she may have been the one to drain his prey for the night. Meanwhile, there's an agent of the Prince here, and I got a cop that I just made piss his pants and run out, so it's like his whole world is falling apart.
Right. Remind me in the epilogue to bring Virgil Abia back up, because the exchange that just happened is important to the characters here, okay? And we have how much longer to go?
We have about 45 minutes.
Oh, great.
40 minutes.
Okay. Let's find out how this night ends, okay? So Virgil Abia heads out of the club, and I believe you were going to confront Olivia?
Yeah, I'm looking for her.
You find her easily at her table.
And would I know if someone just recently fed? Can vampires tell, like, they look different?
What a great question. I would say no, I don't think so. Barring a discipline power, I don't see how you would be able to tell that, and I don't see a discipline power on your sheet.
I don't have one of those.
Yeah, that would allow that. Maybe, heightened senses would allow that, which Vivian has.
Right. I don't want to accuse her, obviously. My mind I think she did it, but he comes over and he's like, you enjoying yourself?
No, to be honest, I'm just trying to goddamn dance over here, and everybody's coming up to me every 5 seconds, asking me questions.
Well, maybe you need to.
As she's still dancing.
Maybe you need to take the edge off. I told you you're welcome to do so here.
I have been trying.
Have been trying. Oh, okay. You haven't already.
But I keep getting interrupted.
All right, so he's smart enough to take a hint here that don't think she did it.
Yeah. Yes.
So now he's even more frantic, I guess. But he keeps his cool, and he's like, all right, well, I don't want to bother you. Enjoy yourself. Like I said, anything you need, you let me know.
Stating the
Question.
obvious.
You had a
Oh, sorry.
Gabriel. You had that dance competition a few weeks ago.
Yeah, what about it?
Are they here? The winners?
The dance competition?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would imagine they're here.
You bring them to my table.
You got it. And he looks for nearest security guy. He's like, remember those dancers that were here the other night?
Yeah, I guess.
If you see any of them,
Wait, aren't we worried about someone who broke in or something?
don't worry about it. I'll take care of it. Just if you see any of those dancers, bring them to her. Keep her happy and keep an eye on her.
All right. So our security guards that were looking through the bathrooms are now on that detail.
They're very busy. I
I'm
got 10
stating
of
the
these guys.
obvious. If you believe it wasn't Olivia and you know it wasn't Vivian because Vivian was with you, and why would Vivian do that?
Yeah.
That means someone's poaching in your club.
Right. This is no good. Okay. God, so I want to try and figure out, like, get a sense. I don't have heightened senses, but she does. Do I know that, like, she has that power?
What do you think? Do you think that
No, I think that their relationship has just so far been over the phone a few times. They never met in person until tonight, you know.
you could ask?
All right, so he rushes back to the dressing room.
No.
Oh, and you know what he finds there? By the way, Billy, well, I guess you're still kind of stuck in there, aren't you? Okay, no problem. Let me know if you want to sneak. You know, you could possibly sneak out.
Well, the idea was I was going to just start collecting up glasses and then just kind of waiter my way out because having worked in the service industry for a very long time, nobody sees the waiters.
Yeah.
And so I was just going to duck out.
There's one thing that you would have to change, though.
What?
We established that you hadn't done the blush of life. And these kindred would definitely notice another kindred.
Oh, well, see, I'm covered here. So
What am I doing and how long does it take?
You tell me what you're doing.
I was like,
Oh, the embrace. It takes a little while. In fact, Gabriel is going to walk in while you're doing it. That's going to be very distracting.
Right. So eyes are going to be there, but I'm going to try to like right as I did that. In the minute that you begin the embrace, I'm going to sneak out.
Excellent. I think I still want a roll if you don't mind.
of course.
So let me know what you'd like to use. Stealth comes to mind, and you are keeping
Yep,
your composure,
stealth.
I
Yep,
think. Your
stealth.
composure.
And composure.
Yes.
And so, but I have to do 2 hunger dice, right?
That's right. So replace 2 of them with hunger dice.
Okay. So the composure gets replaced.
Oh, actually, no, you don't. I think you fed. I
Oh, I
think you
did.
fed. You don't
I
have
did.
hunger
I don't have
anymore.
hunger.
Yeah, you're
Oh,
okay.
that's cool.
I'm gonna go ahead and say you've drained her so much you're at 0 hunger.
So does every time you feed clear all your hunger?
No, it depends on how much you feed, but he established he fed a lot.
Yeah.
I got 4 successes.
Oh, I mean, you slip out before Gabriel even gets there with a tray of glasses, no
I
problem.
take the wine glass. The evidence. I take the evidence with me.
Yeah, you're out and you're back in the club as a waiter.
And I lock eyes with Vivian, and I just go. And I'm out.
Vivian,
what does it look like when you do that?
you are currently, you tell me where you cut yourself or where you opened a vein and you're feeding it to Angel de Erica.
Oh, this is so awful.
That's why it causes stains on your conscience.
Yeah, she'll cut her wrist,
Yeah.
and she's feeding her. And as you leave and like do that, she just is looking at you, and she's just tears running down her face, and her mascara is like running down her face.
And I can tell you that at first Angel is still catatonic, but then suddenly she starts drinking
Oh, God.
in earnest, like really kind of lapping it up and filling with your blood. And that's when Gabriel Costa walks in.
Oh!
And Gabriel, I don't have to explain.
This is just
This is
not
a very
allowed.
bad thing to happen at your club.
So he sees this. He walks in.
And she just immediately is like, can she talk? Is she like completely out of it when she's doing this, or is she not out of it?
I think she's a little bit out of it.
Okay.
And he shuts the door. and goes over there and rips her off of it.
Oh, that's not good. Okay, I think that maybe you have interrupted the process, and that is very bad. She could still die.
Can I use, this seems like might be the right thing, awe?
Awe adds dice to a social roll.
So we're
You also
social,
have
okay.
Daunt, which adds dice to an intimidation roll.
Yeah, and I have compel as well, but I think daunt might be...
Great. Yeah. Are you gonna try to intimidate Vivian?
What the hell am I gonna do here? Now, this is breaking a lot of rules. First I want to know what the hell's going on here, so I rip her off her, and violently throw Vivian like into the couch in the green room.
Man, she's
And it's like, what is going on here?
she's kind of crying. She's like, "It was an anarch. It was an anarch.
What do you mean it was an anarch? Who?
I have to save her. She's going to die. He fed too much."
And he just puts his foot on her chest. What? What do you mean it was an anarch?
There's a poacher in your club. He was in here. I saw him.
What does he look like?
And she describes him.
Great.
Where'd he go?
She's gonna die. She's gonna die. He went out the door. He looks like a waiter.
Okay. And so he just bolts out of the room.
Okay. Billy is out in a very crowded club. There's dancing everywhere. You have to try to scan and find him. Not easy.
Yep.
Billy, let me know if you're doing anything.
I'm heading back to put my punk back on to slip out of my disguise and then go out the back door.
Okay, let's do an opposed roll.
Yep.
You're searching. Well, awareness would normally be used for searching. And you may add to that, I would think. Normally it would be wits, but in this case
Resolve.
it's so important you can use resolve.
So mine's stealth,
Yeah, stealth.
composure.
Composure, great.
trying to
That works
not
perfectly.
see. Okay.
Yeah, that works perfectly. No hunger dice for you, and you have some, right?
I do have
okay.
2, yeah. So this would be 4 for me because my awareness is only 1. Oh no.
Ooh, that's a-
3, 4. I got 4 successes.
All right, I gotta re-roll that die. Okay. I got one, no successes.
Wow.
Actually, that's a 1, right?
Yes.
Yeah. No,
You
I got,
can't-
I got a 2 1s.
You got 2 1s?
Yeah.
You can't find him, and the beast rises up in you. You are furious, and you now need to roll your willpower and get 3 successes, or you're gonna frenzy.
Oh, it makes perfect sense.
I mean,
It
I've
does.
been boiling all night
It
long,
does!
and there's a harpy somewhere in my club.
So your
All right,
willpower is 6.
All right. So what do I have to do?
Roll 6 dice. Don't worry about hunger dice for this because it's willpower.
Okay.
And then I want 3 successes, or you're going to frenzy, which means you're going to turn into a berserk animal.
I legit hope I fail this. No, it looks like 1, 2, 3, 4 successes.
You can
Darn
choose to fail it if you'd like.
I mean, I think for
A
the
one-shot.
story, it's more fun if I fail it. 'Cause I want to see
Absolutely.
what's gonna
Yes,
happen.
that's absolutely allowed. Would you like to give in to the frenzy?
Yeah, give in to the frenzy.
Suddenly you become a ravenous,
Oh no.
angry beast.
Oh no.
And you are in the corridor near the bathrooms looking out at the people dancing, and they suddenly all become like heat signatures to you. And you immediately need to dominate or destroy something. Tell me what you do.
Oh my god. I think I want to take this out on Vivian.
Oh.
Oh.
So he goes out there and looks at the sea of people and realizes that everything has gone to shit. He's not going to be able to find this waiter or anything. So he just like turns back towards the door. Goes in there, opens it up.
Have you
slams
finished
it.
the process? I think you finished
went
it now.
right back to it.
She is going, as you walk in, I mean, just seeing red, Angel D'Erico goes, and blood trickles out of her mouth, and then you see, like, fangs grow in her mouth. And that is when Costa enters, and the door comes off the hinges as Costa enters.
So we can't even close it now.
That's amazing. And so, if one of my things is I don't want to kill the innocent. This
Yeah.
is not an innocent.
And not in your opinion.
Okay, so I just want to like rip her head off.
Great. In vampire, combat is very simple. Both of you are going to roll a dice pool. The person that gets the most successes succeeds, and the other person loses. We can keep rolling rounds of combat if we want, or maybe we'll
No.
decide it in one round.
Yes.
Okay.
Just decide it.
So tell me what
brawl.
you're using to destroy her, and you tell me what you're using to defend yourself.
I'm gonna use strength brawl. I legit, I'm so angry and I want to take it out on her.
Yes.
Especially for her affront to the Camarilla, and so I just want to go in there and just tear her head off.
Oh God.
Absolutely. And what do you use, Vivian, to protect yourself?
I'm gonna.
And Vivian, it could even be a social role, like stop, please don't,
Yes.
or something like that.
I'm going to use. Well, what I want to do is use charisma plus dominate. Maybe I don't know what is. It says cloud memory, charisma plus dominate.
Let me see, Vivian.
That's I have a dominate discipline.
You can cloud memory. That's not going to help you here. Cloud memory, you need to be able to get someone's gaze and sort of hypnotize them and erase their memory. He is in full frenzy. There's no way to do that right now.
But could I dominate him to make him stop?
Good question. No, you cannot, because it's not a general ability. It is this specific power is the power you have, clouding memory.
Okay, how about charisma plus persuasion?
Absolutely.
To be like, okay.
So
So
you need to get more successes than Gabriel gets on his strength plus brawl.
And you have 3 hunger dice, and I have 2.
That's right, I have 3 now. Oh dear. All right, so 3 hunger dice. I don't even know how many total dice I have.
Oh, that's okay. Charisma plus persuasion, you have 3, and persuasion 3. You have 6 dice to roll.
Oh, you have more dice than I do.
I have 4 charisma.
Forgive me, you have 7 dice to roll.
Oh, so you have way more dice.
You're very good at this.
Yes. Okay. Here we go.
Oh, that is a critical.
Oh.
Is it a critical with hunger dice?
I got 2 10s, but they weren't on hunger dice.
Okay, that's okay. So that means whenever you get 2 10s, they double, so you get 4 successes there.
Okay, 4 successes, and that's it total.
Okay.
I got 3 successes.
You've done at least 1 health level of damage to Vivian. Describe what you do.
He goes in and pushes her, and she flies across the room and hits the wall, and all the pictures fall off the wall, and leaves a huge dent with the force in which he pushes her.
Yeah, okay. Vivian, make sure to mark off 1 health level. Actually, where it says superficial damage, you're just going to mark under your health dot, if that makes sense.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, and she goes down, and she's just like, no, please, it's not, don't do this. And she gets herself back up off the ground and stands firm and looks at him.
Someone else stands up. Angel de Erico. And she stands up like, whoa. What's happening? What's happening?
It's okay, honey.
What's happening?
I'll explain everything.
Oh, no, let go of me. Let go of me. And she starts to run into the club.
Oh my God!
Stop her! And so she'll go and run and try to stop her, but Gabriel's probably better at this.
Gabriel,
I'm
you're
trying-
still frenzying.
Yeah, I'm just trying to. I'm going after. What's your names again?
Vivian.
I'm going after Vivian's hair.
Okay, let's have 1 more strength plus brawl roll, and you need to roll something to escape from Gabriel and get out into the club.
Okay.
To follow. Athletics is the most reasonable
I'll roll
assumption.
dexterity plus athletics,
That sounds good.
Sullied my domain.
which means I'm rolling all hunger die.
Okay.
Only hunger die. 2 1s.
That's
Both
called
hunger.
a bestial failure.
I had 2 successes.
Wow, that's
Doubt
really
I'd have
fun.
a bestial
So,
failure in my first vampire game.
normally, a bestial failure means that your compulsion takes you over. And for
Okay.
Toreador, that's called obsession. And it means you are enraptured by a person, song, artwork, or something in nature. Any other action besides looking at it incurs a dice penalty, but this is such a tense situation, it's almost like madness in like a Delta Green game. You must suddenly become obsessed with something as Gabriel attacks you. What are you obsessed with? It could even be a blood stain on the ground.
I think she becomes obsessed with Angel. I think that she becomes obsessed with that she's, as this vampire that she's just turned into, she suddenly to her is more beautiful than she's ever been, and more stunning, and it elevated her, and it's somebody she never thought she could elevate, right? So all of a sudden she's just completely shocked by her presence.
Look at the beauty of what I've created.
Yeah, exactly.
Look at, you've turned her into a god.
Yes.
And so instead of chasing her, you stop at the doorway to the dressing room.
Yeah.
And you just catch your breath, which you don't even have breath, but it feels like you have to just stop and look at her, and the tears come again. They come again. And that's when Gabriel grabs you by the hair. And what do? How many successes did you get?
I got 2 successes.
Okay, what do you do?
I grab the hair and I try to, I'm just pulling at the hair to try and detach her head from her body.
That is
really on this head detachment.
Yeah,
thing. You're really leaning into it.
I'm really mad, and I think it's a good moment for the show.
I think it's a good moment, and because our friend Vivian critically failed, I'm going to go ahead and allow you to do more damage to Vivian. I'm going to say instead of 2 damage, you do 4 damage. I'm going to say you do 4 damage. And so, Vivian, you take 4 more damage. Put it under superficial damage. Let's see.
That equals my health.
Okay. So, you can heal by rousing the blood. But we'll come to that in a minute, okay? There's a horrible fight happening inside the dressing room. Well, it's not a horrible fight. It's a horrible beatdown. But meanwhile, Billy and Olivia, there's no way to miss it as the talent for the night, the singer for the night, Angel D'Erico, comes out on the stage covered with blood and walks up to the microphone, and everybody stops dancing and looks up in horror as she goes, "Hi." She's trying to do her act. And her fangs are clearly present. And her face is pale. She looks like a living corpse. What do Billy and Olivia do?
I rush to the stage, and I'm trying to get her the fuck off the stage and away from these people. And in a way, if I know that, do I see Billy at all?
I don't think you've become aware of Billy.
I don't know who Billy is, so I'm just trying to get her the fuck off the stage, and then in a way of, and then I'm gonna try to use awe, and I'm gonna sing myself to distract everybody in the crowd.
That's great. We'll do that. We'll roll in a second. What is Billy doing?
I'm mission accomplished, right?
Yeah, I mean, this has been excellent for you.
Yes. So I peel off, I go into the back room, I put my stuff back on, shed the waiter's costume, go out the back door, look at the vagrant and go, Magpie special. And I'm heading to CBGB.
Yeah.
Yes.
What a successful night for Billy Magpie.
Billy Magpie, Anarch victory tonight. Billy, think about what your epilogue is. Your story's not quite over yet. But for now, Todd, just relax and enjoy enjoy the chaos. So let's have Olivia roll to do this.
Okay.
Olivia, what do you think you're using to sort of, I think it can all be one role. Kind of you singing is a great way to kind of distract everybody.
Yeah, I would say wits.
Wits plus
Performance.
Yes, I'll allow it. Wits plus performance.
And then with awe. Okay.
And then add your awe, absolutely.
1, 2, 3, 4.
This is great.
Yeah, this is
I'm using the Masquerade Nexus to follow along with the rules, and it's great just to be able to look up what's unswayable mind. You click it and it comes up on the side.
Yeah, perfect.
I am rolling so terribly, even though I had such a big dice pool. I only got 2 successes.
Well, that's not bad.
She
I just
made
think
quite
that
an impression, I think.
people are kind of running out of the club because something horrible has happened. They're looking for cops or emergency personnel because there was a woman covered in blood. You would have your powers would have really had to work overtime in order to kind of distract them from that. You did put Angel at the side of the stage, Olivia, and as you look, one of the security guards is grabbing Angel to try to help her, and Angel's going for the security guard's neck.
At that point, I'm just worried about getting the F out of there, and I'm gonna try to pull those 2 dancers on my way, like, to come with me, because I still have awe activated, and if it's still working on mortals, I want to try to just be like, last call, you're coming home with me kind of situation.
No problem. So I think you want to feed tonight. You're
Heck
very
yes,
hungry.
I've been trying the entire night.
Let's see if you can do a quick persuade on these 2 dancers, which will require you to get 3 successes because the place is in chaos.
Oh my God. Okay, so it's in chaos. Everything's. I'm gonna just grab them and use lingering kiss.
So you're just gonna bite.
I'm just gonna go for it.
It has become a smorgasbord free-for-all inside the Inferno tonight.
Magpie special.
Magpie special.
Not sure what you want me to roll. Till
Oh yeah, let's figure it out. Let's make it, strength probably.
Okay.
Plus brawl probably.
Strength.
Which
Brawl,
isn't high for you.
which is not, and then lingering kiss.
But if you if you can give me, so you're not persuading anymore. If you can get 2 successes,
Okay.
you can get 2 successes, then you've done this, and the lingering kiss, your kiss will have convinced them to go with you.
I crit, so I got 4 successes with a crit.
Okay, great. You have 2 dancers, and you're feeding off of both of them. You're double fisting.
Yes.
And are you still walking out of the club?
I am getting the fuck out of there, yes.
As you walk out of the club, you brush past the detective who doesn't even look at you, and he's holding a gun, and he's walking into the club with a desperate look on his face.
What happened to him? I thought he pissed his pants.
All right.
I had to change my pants.
I'm going to say we had a little bit of combat,
Yeah.
and in this game you're allowed to just say, do you feel defeated, Vivian Chase?
Yes.
Okay, so would you like to concede the combat?
Yes.
Okay.
And I don't even have to kill her. I think I'm just so angry I want to take her out. So maybe when she was staring off in the distance, I just grab by the hair and like a rag doll, just swing her back into the room, and I assume that's taking her out.
She is taken out. Now, you can spend a number, you can rouse yourself a number of times equal to how much you'd like to heal, right? But I think you're in really poor shape right now because they filled up your health bar with superficial damage, okay? So if in a little bit you're like suddenly want to take action, if you feel like this isn't the end of your story, you can heal yourself up, okay? Yeah, you go back out into the club, Gabriel, and your greatest nightmare has happened. It is complete anarchy. People are screaming and running for the stairs. You look over at the stage where Angel D'Erico has Tony in a vice lock and is feeding off of him.
Oh my
And
god.
that's when the crowd parts and Detective Rossi is walking toward you with a gun, and he's going, "What did you do to me? What did you do to me?"
So I see that, and I rush up to the stage and I take the microphone.
Okay.
And I want to use my presence, my awe, to try and convince the crowd that this is, don't be alarmed, this is all part of a new show that we're working on.
Okay.
I can see some people are getting nervous. Just want you to know this is all part of a new show that we're working on.
Charisma
Experience.
plus, I think charisma, and I'm going to ask for leadership, maybe. Is that something that you have?
I do, and I can add presence. If
and
I
you may
use
add your
awe.
presence because you're using awe.
All right, so 2.
And in order
4,
to get control of this situation, I only need 4 successes.
4 successes.
4 successes.
All right, here we go. 1 success, 2 success, 3 success, 3 success.
Oh, what
No-
shy.
No one's listening to you. And the detective is climbing the stairs
Ladies
to
and
the
gentlemen,
stage with his
please.
gun out.
Listen, ladies and gentlemen, this is all part of the show.
On your knees, or I swear to God, I will fucking shoot you right now.
Not something you want to yell in a convention.
Oh,
Wow. I just
fire!
look up.
Fire! There's a fire!
Stop. There is no fire.
No one can hear us. It's the glass cannon kill booth. Okay.
I'm
Thanks for watching out, though.
Thank you.
I'm so fired up. I just go down and I want to just grab
the gun and his hand and squash both of them.
Very good. So why don't you give me a dexterity plus brawl roll, and he's going to make a dexterity plus firearms roll.
I'm losing it. Dexterity plus brawl. Okay, 3, 4, 5. Oh dear. 2 successes.
2 successes for him. Both of you do what you intended to do. He blasts you.
Oh my
to,
gosh.
Like on my hand.
Yeah. Well, is that where you want it?
Like if I'm grabbing at his hand and I grab the gun and so he shoots right into my
that's
hand.
great.
He blasts you for 2 superficial damage, and you do manage to grab his hand, but 2 successes is not enough to get the gun out of it. So now you guys are just like wrestling over the gun.
This is amazing. Come on.
All right, so do you want to cut to somebody else?
No, this is the end of the story.
This is it.
Before
Okay.
we get to the epilogue.
I can't kill the innocent. That is one of my things. But I'm so angry. I'm
Through gritted teeth, he's going, "What did you do to me?"
and I guess I'm gonna try and I already mesmerized. I already compelled. Yeah, I mean, I think I'm just gonna try and just throw him.
Give me one more strength plus brawl roll.
One
And
more strength
he's
plus
going to
brawl.
try to fire the gun again if he can get free of you. Okay?
Yeah, this is just a physical altercation at this point. And yet again, 2 successes.
4 successes.
Oh,
He gets the gun free. He puts it against your temple.
Oh,
He pulls the trigger. Let's cut to the epilogues.
woo!
Man.
wow.
Woo.
Let's start with, I'd say, the most successful kindred tonight.
Seriously.
Let me know how the story ends for Billy Magpie.
So he goes back to the CBGBs and he is a legend.
Yes.
Because there's now there's helicopters over the
Oh, yeah.
They're showing up.
They turn on the TV in the back. There's a news story already.
He bursts onto the stage. 1, 2, 3, 4. Once I was afraid, I was petrified, thinking I could never live without you by my side. And he does the most punk rock version of Gloria Gaynor's "I Will Survive" in the history. Yeah. I will survive. I will survive. Hi. And then you just freeze frame on him.
Roll credits.
And if it were a campaign, a chronicle rather, I would give you 2 more status with Anarchs, and you would have risen among your people.
It's amazing.
Let me hear the epilogue for Vivian Chance.
Little flashes as she picks her head up off the ground, broken glass in her hair. What is rousing?
Rousing? Oh, I'm sorry. It's rolling a die and seeing if you get hungrier.
Okay. So you're saying that, like, over time, I'll be fine.
Over time, you'll be fine, actually. Yeah, but I think you need to rouse at least once to heal 1 health level to be able to move about. Why don't we do that?
Roll 1.
Yeah, roll 1. See if it's a 6 or higher.
It's not.
You get hungrier. What hunger does that put you at?
That puts me at 4 hunger.
You are ravenously hungry in this epilogue. And as you crawl out into the club, where a lot of the patrons have now escaped, and cops are starting to burst
She's like
in,
stumbling, her hair all.
your
messed up.
touchstone is just feeding on a security guard.
And she goes and can she feed on the same security guard?
Yes.
Oh, God.
What a scene.
She just
Freeze!
locks
I
into the
said
others.
freeze! Oh my God! Rookie! Yeah, and the cops open fire. And that is your horrible epilogue.
Just like go.
Scarface.
Yeah, it really is.
It is. It's Scarface. Olivia Dunwich.
Um,
This side of the table, no problem. This side of the table, destroyed beyond all recognition. Olivia Dunwich.
we cut to a very posh mansions, maybe somewhere out in Jersey.
Yes.
And as you see, like a table full of maybe like 5 people with their arms folded, and they're looking out into their parlor, and they say to a person in the shadows, "So you're telling me this was all Gabriel's responsibility?" And then you see Olivia step out of the shadows. That's correct.
Awesome.
The Camarilla has investigated, but an elite like Olivia is untouchable. And so they turn their eye on Gabriel Costa, who will give us his final epilogue. Now, as a kindred, you could have survived. What happened to you?
Could I be in the hospital? Is that weird?
I think it would be very dangerous for you.
Yeah, but I'm thinking if I went unconscious, maybe my touchstone, Leonard, would have just we gotta rush him to the hospital.
Hotel Artemis.
Can I add something to you?
Yeah.
You wake up in a body bag.
In a body bag? All right, so
In the morgue.
I wake up and I open my eyes and it's all dark, and for a second I think maybe I'm in my coffin or something. But then I start feeling around and I feel the canvas bag. So I unzip the bag from the inside as best I can. I kind of poke my finger out to jimmy the zipper and pull it out, and I sit up, and there's just body bags all over the place or something. And so I climb out. I look down at my clothes. I imagine there's blood everywhere. So I look around and I start rummaging through closets, and you see me find a doctor's coat and stuff. So I put on the doctor's coat and I head upstairs, and maybe someone says, "Pardon me, doctor," and I turn and I look, and it's this beautiful woman that says Dr. Romano. And I said, "Yes, how may I help you?" And she says, "Would you mind helping me with something?" And he's like, "Perhaps you could help me with something first." And he brings her back down to the morgue.
Ooh. I have one minor, little mini epilogue to add. There is a little, you zoom in, it's Olivia's apartment or penthouse, and it goes into her bedroom, into her closet, and then you see the shoes that she was wearing that night, and you watch as the hamsters break free.
I have one more minor thing to add.
The harpy.
As you're standing in your mansion, the shadowy figures you talked to earlier suddenly are standing in your house, and they walk into your bedroom, and they go, "I'm afraid I'm going to ask you to come with us, Miss Dunwich." And then Virgil Abia stands out from among them and says, "Your story is not how I remember what happened. So maybe you didn't escape the justice of the Camarilla." And now let's have 2 more epilogues. That is the end of our story.
Oh,
A wild night in
awesome.
1977.
Cool.
I'm going to shut my laptop dramatically. Yeah. That's Vampire the Masquerade. That is our Glass Cannon actual play from the floor of Gen Con 2022.
Sponsored by Demiplane.
Sponsored by Demiplane. I hope some of you won some awesome stuff. Check out their product. Check out their Vampire Compendium. Check out their Pathfinder 2E Compendium. Thank you, Demiplane, for making this possible. And thank you to my players, Joe O'Brien, Troy LaValle, Todd Stashwick, and Noura Ibrahim. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Jared.
Happy Gen Con, everybody.
Woo, we made it.
Bye-bye.